Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
the show. And, I thought a good place to start the show this week, Coach, would be to acknowledge an incredibly special display of support, encouragement, and love that the players and the coaching staff received this week from the Tiger family. So we're going to get you to walk us through that moment. Obviously, last week was a tough week. I've had some injuries to the team. Game didn't go how you wanted it to, and a lot of things to overcome. And so your fans really stepped up, came out, offered that encouragement. So walk us through that a little bit and tell us about that experience, if you will.
Well, a couple of the parents reached out to me on Sunday night and said, they wanted to do something for the team. Just, this team has really inspired a lot of people in the Darlington community just with their fight and grit and against, all odds in a lot of games and then beating teams double our size with being outweighed on the line of scrimmage, 50 to 60 pounds a lot of weeks, and then win some of these games. So this team has got a lot of support, and Monday after practice, I'm thinking, maybe the few parents going to come by and bring some Chick-fil-A sandwiches or something. But we come around the corner as we're coming off practice, and we got a full-on pep rally going on. We got candy. I've got probably about 70 parents and fans are there. They've got signs made. They've got candy bags. They've got Chick-fil-A and all kinds of different food and chips and cookies for them, and they got the speaker playing. They're playing music, and then Miss Twyman. Oh, it was great. Miss Twyman's wearing the Tiger mascot costume, and she's waving the Jolly Roger flag, the skull and crossbones. And man, I'm just like, holy crap! I'm just blown away by this. And so I thought it was great for our team to come off the practice field on Monday and have that kind of support to show them how much the community loves them, much people are behind them and are pulling for them to do well.
Well, Coach, you talked about the grit that this team has shown, and we've talked about it all season. That ability to shake things off in the face of adversity and keep pushing forward. That is the identity of this team, no question. So how has this group of young men responded and banded together this week after you lose Sammy to a tough injury and just had one of those nightmare type games where everything just went sideways?
Well, we had some real talks with the team on Friday after the game, and then we came in on Monday when we met with them. We just talk about, we had a really good meeting. I gave them, exactly what I thought we needed to do to be successful this week. I laid them out how it's got to operate, how we got to practice and what we got to clean up, and then what we got to do to win the ball game. But I also told them that, at this point when adversity hits, you don't try to do too much. You just go back and you do exactly what you've been coached to do. You do your job to the very best of your ability. Do it as fast, as low as you can, but then control the things we can control. I want them to go out there and you control your attitude today. You control your effort today. You control your energy, your passion, your will to come out here and prepare for the game. All those things are internal that we can control and come out here and we can motivate each other. And we had a really good practice on Monday. So it was good to go out and kind of get back in a positive and to get rolling and get things going with everything that's happened so far this year.
And Coach, last game's Honeymoon Bakery player of the game was Jace Donaldson. He's won it a few times this season. Had a 75-yard touchdown play, blocked an extra point. I believe he recovered a fumble, among other positive plays in the game. So what are your thoughts on the way that he played and continues to play for the team this season?
Well, he's been a factor in every game, and he definitely makes plays when he gets the opportunity. But I was proud of how he played regardless of the situation, regardless of where we were, regardless of what some of the outcomes had been. He played and he led by example. That's exactly what we want of our kids. No matter what the situation is, you just keep playing as hard as you can. You keep playing as best as you can. You just keep coming after them. And he did that. And Jace is a guy, he is a do more, say less kind of guy. And so I think that's a huge compliment for kids. He doesn't, he is very humble. And he doesn't have to brag on himself, but, like my dad used to tell me, if you're good, you don't have to tell anybody, they know. And so Jace is one of those kids. And so, he keeps on performing, he keeps on getting better, he keeps on making an impact. And, that's what we want of our Darlington Tiger football players.
Well, it is hard to believe that the regular season is coming to an end on Friday night. Some teams will play games next week because the hurricane postponed them. But for the Tigers, this is it. I know you're always looking for ways for your team to grow and improve. But what would you view as the biggest areas of growth you've seen from your players throughout this season?
Well, a lot of things, obviously X's and O's and, we've gotten stronger and our better football IQ. But the thing that I'm most proud of is just the mindset our team has had this year. Just the never quit mentality, the brotherhood that our team has come together with this Dirty 30 identity. Hopefully maybe next year we'll be Dirty 40 or Dirty 50. I don't know. I hope our roster will grow. And there's definitely been some interest from kids that are in the hallways that aren't playing. They said, Coach, I want to come play for you guys next year. And so that just says a lot about the culture we're building, that we're going to coach you hard, but we're going to love on you hard. We're going to hold you to a high standard, in the classroom, on the football field. And that's what I'm most proud of. It's just our kids just buying into everything that a good football program should be about. Our kids believe in those things and they try to live it every day.
And Coach, to follow that up, obviously it's always a goal for you and your coaching staff to continue to grow and learn and things of that nature. I know you've been coaching for a long time, but this is your second year as a head coach. What are the most important things that you feel like you and your staff have learned throughout the course of the season that will help you guys grow as you move forward with your program?
Well, we've learned how to navigate a team and get a team ready with a limited amount of players. As a head coach, you never, think about, having a limited roster or dressing 26 players on a Friday night, some nights when you have some injuries going on. But we learned how to navigate that. We've learned how to practice well that way. We've learned, our kids, even though we don't get to have as physical practice as I would necessarily like, just because, risk versus reward. But we figured out ways to practice where our kids still are able to be physical on Friday nights. I don't think we've had a Friday night where I thought, man, we played soft or we didn't play tough enough. So just being able to navigate those things. And so if those situations ever come up again in my career, I think our coaching staff and myself will be definitely prepared to do those things. But I felt like we're able to get this team ready with a limited number, and so that's not always easy to do.
Well, that's going to bring us to the end of our first segment of this episode of the Coach Grove Show. What do you think about the decorations that we've got? Obviously, Halloween's coming up tomorrow, so Ian kind of hooked us up a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely festive.
That. We might have that after Halloween.
My 9-year-old, this is his favorite holiday. Nothing touches Halloween, so the house is decked out.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll jump into the Black Shirt Awards, and we'll also have the Getting to Know Coach Grove segment, and that's all coming up next here on the Coach Grove Show.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Welcome back in, everybody. This is the last regular season episode of the Coach Grove Show. Obviously, playoff edition coming up in a couple of weeks, so looking forward to that. But anyway, we'll just go ahead and jump back in. And, Coach, let's talk about your black shirts for this week, man.
All right, so for offense this week, I know Jace Donaldson, had some plays and had a big run there. But I thought that Nate Konchesky needed to get the black shirt. I thought – Nate is our third string, fourth string quarterback. And, once you get in the season, you don't get a lot of reps with the third and fourth string quarterback. Your ones get the majority of the reps, probably about 70% of them. Your two guy, which is Henry Ledbetter, gets about 30% of the reps at quarterback. And so that third and fourth guy really haven't got him any live reps, since this summer. So last week with Henry being banged up, Nate got a few reps, but I thought for him to step in there, and after obviously there's some jitters there and there's some, just some nerves. I thought when Nate settled down, I thought he started operating the offense. He read the midline, he read the inside veer good, couple times, and then made a couple good passes. So I thought Nate just be able to step in that situation took a lot of guts. So Nate Konchesky got the black shirt. On defense, there's some honorable mention guys. Noah Duggan, I thought he had some really good plays at times, and Bryson Jones played his position really well. But I thought Jace Donaldson, he deserves the black shirt on that. Again, it's the fourth quarter and he's blocking extra point field goals, and he's laying out, and he's making plays on the sweep play when he got an opportunity to, and he's knocking down passes, staying deep over the top. So I thought Jace's efforts deserved the defensive black shirt. On special teams, this guy's continued to make plays, and he kind of got a starting role because Miles been a little banged up last week. But Zayden Simpson, the freshman corner wide receiver, he just keeps on getting better, and he's going to be a fantastic football player. I mean, he is really athletic, he's long, and he works extremely hard in the weight room, but he's made plays every week in special teams. And so, I can't ignore him anymore. He gets the black shirt. So, Simulation Scout Team O, I was watching film 2 weeks ago when we were getting ready for Temple, and I'm watching this guard come off, and he is just killing the folks. And so I looked up, and it's Ade DeSalo. He's in there playing scout team guard, and he's giving us a fantastic look. And so it gives Ade the black shirt there for Simulation Scout O. And then on Simulation Scout D, he's been consistent all year. And I told him today, I said, man, when you put on about 40 pounds and we have a good offseason in the weight room, I said, you're going to be one fantastic football player. And that's our freshman quarterback and free safety, Tristan Leeser. He's going to be a dang good ball player. He's getting better. He does a lot of things that are really technically good on the football field, on how he tackles and his footwork and things like that. So Tristan Leeser gets the Scout D Simulation D black shirt.
And I know we're about to talk about the Get to Know Coach Grove segment, but we have a comment that I'd like to acknowledge, and this one comes from my mom. The matriarch of WLAQ has chimed in. She says, I know one thing we're getting to know about Coach Groves, his staff, and the Dirty 30 and their parents. Class act. All a class act. So just wanted to throw that in there before we jump
Appreciate
back
that.
Nice. Well, we will jump into getting to know Coach Groves a little bit better, and it's Halloween tomorrow, so it's a 4-part question. Actually, we were going to have a 3-part, but we have to close this out the
Lightning
right way.
round.
That's right. That's right. So, what are your favorite candies? What's your favorite scary movies? Halloween songs, and then we got to know, what is Grayson Groves dressing up for Halloween this year?
Okay, part one. Favorite candies. All right, so for me, that's going to be and this will get picked out of I'll definitely pick out of Grayson's bag. Don't judge me for that. But if they're Sweet Tarts, if they're Snickers, if they're M&Ms, that's going to be my Halloween go-tos right there. Right, probably pretty standard for most people, but Sweet Tarts, Snickers, and M&Ms are my go-to. Second part was?
That's your favorite scary movies. Scary
movies. Okay. All right. So scary movies, I would say original Halloween. The first one, that's got to be the definitely one. Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy, the Dream Warriors. I forget which one that one is.
Yeah.
But that was always one of my favorites, the Dream Warriors, where they could, when they got in the dream, they could be whatever they wanted and they could go attack him. I thought that was always pretty cool. Silence of the Lambs is a favorite. I think that's a good one. And then you got Exorcist and The Shining, some of the classics.
Very nice, very nice. What about songs, Halloween songs?
Okay, so I take Grayson to school every morning. She rides to school with me, and so I guess the past 2 weeks, just about every morning, we listen to 2 Halloween songs because we're just trying to fire up about Halloween, that we're going to have go trick or treating and all that. So the 2 Halloween songs that have been on repeat in the morning are the Monster Mash and then Thriller. Okay, so we
can't go wrong with the classics.
No, they really can't.
Staples.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, song-wise, I'd go with Thriller, obviously, Ghostbusters theme song.
Yeah.
Put a Spell on You, the Screaming Jay Hawkins version, but also Jeff Beck has a version that I really like with Joss Stone singing. Pet Cemetery by the Ramones, I always like that. As far as scary movies are concerned, I don't even have to think about it. For me, it is without a doubt the movie Poltergeist. Those movies scare the bejeebus out of me. Right. I don't even know how to put it, but particularly the Reverend Cain character in that.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
when
he
is. He freaks me out. Yeah, but so that's a scary movie. I don't even mention another one after I mention that one. And then as far as the candies are concerned, I like gummies. So I like your Juji fruits and the dots and stuff like that. And I didn't used to care for candy corn, but I've got a thing for candy corn now.
It's been a discussion in our house.
At my house, and it's not safe anymore.
What's your favorite part of the candy corn? The yellow, white, or the orange? Do you have a favorite?
Differentiate?
I do. Yeah, the yellow. I don't know why. The
Jess and
yellow part's
Grayson,
best.
they're been eating a lot of candy corn at the house. I'm like, I don't see how y'all do that. That stuff's nasty. And then when I worked at Rome with Barry Hall was a candy corn connoisseur, but it had to be Brock's candy corn. Barry Hall
Only Brock's.
Only
Yeah,
Brock's.
yeah.
So
I made the mistake of buying a different brand once, and nobody wanted to eat it. It's just not the same.
And the chocolate ones are a no-go. It's got to be the yellow cap for sure.
there's just too many other good candies.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a Milky Way and Twix guy. I like those a lot. So peanut M&Ms are always a winner too. I'm in line with you on the songs. Thriller and Ghostbusters, I can't live without. And then scary movies, the original Halloween. I still will have nightmares where Michael Myers is trying to kill me to this day. Like every now and then it'll just pop in. I'll be like, man, that was some serious trauma that movie caused. But I love it. It's great.
Anything anybody else would like to add? What are your? I
My
Carter's probably
oldest
gonna do it
isn't
now,
dressing
huh?
up, but Carter's got 5 different costumes. So tomorrow he's going to be wearing a ghillie suit, so he'll look like a walking bush, and then he's got a headless horseman costume he's going to wear when he goes trick or treating. So anyway, it'll be a lot of fun. He loves it, man. I'm telling you, I have Halloween decorations to spare, so that's why I brought those with me.
Fantastic. Well, good segment as always. And let's see, we've got another comment here, and it says Uncle Sam is dressing up as Olaf, and Grayson is going to love it. So there you have it. Yep.
Yeah, my uncle's got a snowman suit.
Nice.
Like with the thing that blows up and everything. And then Grayson's she's being Elsa from Frozen.
Nice.
Her
Good
and probably
choice.
about every other young girl in the neighborhood.
I took my daughter to a shorter university production of Frozen once and watched every little girl in the city auditorium cry when she was saying, it's a girl thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
She gets to be what she wants to be.
Right, right.
Well, we're going to wrap up this segment, and then we're going to come back and have one more. And in that segment, we're going to talk about the upcoming opponent, the Bremen Blue Devils, a road game to finish off the regular season. So looking forward to talking about that. And that's coming up next on this edition of the Coach Grove Show.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our final regular season edition of the Coach Grove Show. Hard to believe that. We're here with Wayne Groves, excited to talk about some Darlington football and the big matchup coming up this Friday on the road at Bremen. You're hitting the road to close out the regular season, taking on a tough Blue Devils team. They're a lot like your Tigers. They faced some adversity, too. I know their quarterback went down at one point, and they've continued to battle. What are your overall thoughts on this matchup, and what do you expect from this Bremen team on Friday?
Well, this region's going to give you no breaks, as we've talked about all season. I mean, there's a lot of good football teams in here, and this Bremen team is no different. You know, it's cool that we get, one of these historic Northwest Georgia rivalries back. I don't know when the last time we've played Bremen at Darlington, but it's pretty cool to get that back on the schedule because I know that game means a lot to a lot of people from both schools. So, two proud programs, two traditional football schools that'll be well coached, that'll be playing really hard, both teams will be very gritty, and I imagine this ball game is going to be one that's going to come down to the fourth quarter, and just 3 or 4 plays will be the difference. So I think we'll be ready for that.
And I think the last time that Bremen and Darlington played was in 2021, unless I'm
I was
mistaken.
there.
Ian was there. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there that night. One of the rare times that I've ever missed a broadcast.
That's
but
right.
Anyway, yeah. So we'll go ahead and jump into this matchup. You know, Bremen's had some games this season where they put up some impressive numbers. What do you see as this team's strengths?
Well, their offensive defensive line are probably their strengths. They have a kind of a non-traditional defense. They're very multiple. You know, they'll be in some 3-4, they'll be in some 4-2, they'll be in some 3-3 stack defense. You'll see them play a lot of man coverage at times. You'll see them play a lot of cover 2 and cover 3. On offense, you're going to get a lot of 11 personnel. You're going to get a lot of 21 personnel. So they're going to have a tight end in the ball game a lot. They do a good job with bunch sets and over sets. And they're going to run sweeps. Sweeps going to be their number one play. That's going to be followed by inside zone, split zone. They will have counters, quarterback counters, and running back counters. They do a pretty good job with screen game. They do a good job with that. Sprint outs are a huge part of what they do, and then they'll take vertical shots every now and then. So feel like we got a good plan for them. We feel kind of know who they are and what they're about. So. You know, we try to make the plan easy for our kids so we can play fast. You know, we don't have to overthink, and we can just react and play physical football.
All right, we've discussed the scheme of these Bremen Blue Devils. Who are the players that jump out when you're watching film with this team?
Well, the kid that's kind of been their go-to dude is their running back. He plays some wildcat quarterback. He plays running back. That's number 22, Trenton McPherson. And he's got quite a few yards this year, but he's a senior. He's 5'9", about 185 pounds. Then you'll see Aiden Price, who's a receiver, running back. He'll play some wildcat quarterback. He's just a good athlete. He's 5'11", 180 pounds. And then you're going to see some big linemen up there and fullbacks. You'll see their nose guard, D-tackle, plays fullback, plays some tight end. Sophomore A.J. Edmerson, he's number 6. He's 5'11", 280 pounds. You'll see their O-line, D-tackle, number 54, Justin Elliton. He's 6 foot, 225, senior. And then you'll see the D-lineman guard, number 77, Bryson Jenkins. He's 6'4", 295 pounds.
We're glad you're with us on the Coach Grove Show. And Coach, you know, we ask you this every week, and I know some of it remains the same things of that nature. But what would you say are the keys to ending the regular season on a high note down at Bremen coming up this Friday night?
Well, what I told the kids is we've got to be great at fundamentals. All right, we have to have limit negative plays. We've got to have no missed assignments. We've got to control and take care of the football. And then if we do that, we'll be in the ball game and we'll have an opportunity to win.
Well, Coach, after last week, I know it's an ever-changing scenario. You have a spot in the playoffs secured, but what are the playoff implications of this game?
Yep. So we're guaranteed. We're in the playoffs. We've secured that 4 seed or better. So Darlington, we've been in the playoffs for 18 straight years now, and that's one of the top in Northwest Georgia. So we're very proud of that. A lot of people didn't think that was possible with this team. There was a lot of naysayers going into the season, and our kids and coaches, hats off to them. They just went to work and didn't listen to any of it and went out and performed and executed to get us to this point. So we've locked up a playoff spot. If things go well on Friday, we can handle business. I think we're going to get a home playoff game, and I'm almost guaranteed of that. So that's what we're shooting for. We want to get these seniors one more home game at Chris Hunter Stadium, guaranteed. We want to be in that 9 to 16 range, ranked in single A, and that would give us that. And if that doesn't happen, then we'll be on the road in the first round of the playoffs.
So I guess this would be a call to all the Tiger Nation out there for you to step up one more time for the regular season. Be there, be loud, be proud, wear your purple, and support these kids. And we're looking forward to the game, man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. You know, these kids need your support. It's going to be huge in the fact that, you know, we're going to Bremen, it's not about a 45-minute ride. And if we can go down there and handle business, we can get a good crowd and just give our kids a little extra motivation, we can come back and play at Lakeside in 2 weeks. And so that should be the goal. That is the goal, 100%. And so many people we can have in purple cheering the boys on. It's going to only help us play better.
Excellent. Well, what can the fans look forward to seeing as far as the uniform combo when they make the drive to Bremen? Because this fan base has shown up all year. I know they'll do the same on Friday, but what are you going with? Sticking with Stormtroopers?
No, I'm going to switch it up this week. We're going with the white jerseys, and we're going to put on the purple pants again. I feel like we got to have a little extra purple for this week to bring this thing home. So we're going with the purple pants this week.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Well, as usual, it's been a fun show, and I've enjoyed talking to you, Coach Groves, and we appreciate you doing this. Obviously, we've got at least one more edition, hopefully more of the Coach Groves Show this year, but I just wanted to take the opportunity as we wind down the regular season just to thank you again for doing this, because it's something we look forward to every week. Absolutely. And we get a lot of great comments from the fans that enjoy getting to hear from you every week and hear what's going on with the Tigers, and we appreciate the opportunity, so thank you, man.
Yeah, well, we've got a ton of great assistant coaches and a ton of players that do a lot of good things. And so this is kind of a platform for me to brag on all the good things that the people around us in our organization are doing. So it's really fun for me, too.
That's awesome. Well, that's going to put a wrap on it unless anybody's got anything else.
I just hope everybody has a happy Halloween, and then we'll celebrate it with a Tigers victory Friday night, right? That's where we're going.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Nothing like a Tiger on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
All right, we'll put a wrap on it for today, folks. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you Friday night down in Bremen. That's going to put a wrap on this edition of the Coach Grove Show. Have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Coach Groves Show. We invite you to join us again next week as we discuss all things Darlington football with head coach Wayne Groves. Go Tigers!
I got to tell you, I got to tip our cap to our board operator, Lynn Butler, because it's taken him a little time to get your name. He wants to call you Ian, but boy, he's had Ian spot on for the last few weeks. So that's good stuff.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Credit where credit's due, man.
Well deserved.
We welcome you to Bremen High School. We're down in Bremen, Georgia at the Bremen Athletic Center at historic Warren P. Sewell Field, the home of the Bremen Blue Devils. The Darlington Tigers are down here tonight to wrap up the regular season, believe it or not. This is game 10 of the season. And let's talk about these two teams a little bit. The Tigers come in 5-4, 3-2. Guess what? Bremen Blue Devils 5-4 and 3-2. And yet again, we're faced with a very pivotal matchup here with playoff implications, Ian.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to get real similar here. Their wins and losses come against the same region foes. When it comes to region play, they both lost to Heard County and to Temple. You have an interesting stat on Bremen as far as the way their season's gone.
Yeah, it's really kind of unusual when you look at their win-loss record this season on the Georgia High School Football Historian site. You'll notice that they won their first game, lost their second game, and that sequence has continued throughout the entire season. So with that said, they won last game, so that means if they keep with the sequence, that means that the Darlington Tigers should come out of here with a win tonight. That's certainly what we're hoping continues.
Right.
That trend.
Of course we are. It's going to be a good matchup. A lot of implications as far as the playoffs on the line. It seems the winner of this game will get a home playoff game, which is a big deal. So a lot to play for here tonight.
Yes, obviously the Darlington Tigers are already guaranteed a playoff spot, but as you mentioned, it's all about positioning at this point. And we were told by Coach Grove Show and the Coach Grove Show earlier this week that if they win this game, it's not necessarily a guarantee, but it's about as close as you can get without it being a guarantee that we'd be back at Chris Hunter Stadium, not next week, but the following week. There's going to be a bye week for most teams at the end of the season before you get into the playoffs. So that's certainly what we're hoping for here, and we'll see what happens. But we're glad to be here to bring you the game tonight. We've got a lot of stuff that we're going to be covering over the course of our pregame. We're going to talk about the coaching matchup you have here tonight, some really good coaching staffs that we're going to talk about, and players. These two teams have had good seasons this year, so this should really be a good matchup. And one of the things that's been fun here in the pregame activities is yesterday was Halloween, but they're still celebrating here at Bremen. And tell us what we just saw a couple of moments ago.
Yeah. As the band marched out here onto the field, we noticed they weren't wearing the traditional uniforms. They're celebrating Halloween, so the Bremen Blue Devil Marching Band are all in their Halloween costumes tonight. They're on the field getting ready to usher in the game, I'm sure, with a great rendition of the national anthem. And, why not? If Halloween lands on a Thursday, it should be a whole weekend celebration,
Yeah,
right?
just make it a whole weekend kind of deal. I'm in line with that for sure, but we're about to get the national anthem and everything. And we'll go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we'll start talking about the coaching matchups, start talking about key players and things of that nature. But, again, we're glad you're with us tonight. Darlington Tigers and Bremen Blue Devils coming up in a little bit. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
All right, we welcome you back live to Bremen High School down in Bremen, Georgia, getting ready for some Darlington Tigers football, last regular season action of the year, and we're going to jump into the coaching matchup. Tell us, Ian, about Wayne Groves, the head coach of the Darlington Tigers.
Yeah, Wayne Groves is in his second season as head coach, 6-5 with a playoff appearance last year. Groves has started his career as head coach going 11-9 after last week. That is his overall record. He's the former defensive coordinator for John Reed at Bremen High School. 3 times during his tenure there, Groves led the #1 defense in the state. Prior to joining the Wolves, he was the defensive coordinator at another prestigious program, Valdosta High School, where his 2014 defensive unit was ranked #1 in points allowed. So Groves' defensive acumen is what got him here, got him his first opportunity as a head coach, and he's making the most of it, putting his stamp on this program.
There's no question about that. Now let's talk about the head coach of the Bremen Blue Devils, Davis Russell, certainly a name that is very well known in the football world. This is his 9th season at the helm. He's 65-38 during his tenure. Has led his squad to the playoffs every year, including this one. And before taking the helm at Bremen, he was the defensive coordinator at a successful Northgate program. He's carrying on the family legacy of coaching football. He is the grandson of the late great Irk Russell, who won 3 championships as head coach at Georgia Southern. Was also the defensive coordinator at UGA from 1964 to 1980 under Vince Dooley. And obviously the success there speaks for itself, but it runs in the family. He's doing a great job with this program, no question about that.
Yeah, you're going to get a gritty performance from these Blue Devils each and every Friday night.
As a matter of fact, they're walking around with the Gator sweatshirts. So, yeah, they're sticking with the branding and the whole, attitude about that and everything. But that tells you a little bit about Davis Russell. Now we're going to talk about some key players for each of these teams, and we'll start with your Darlington Tigers.
Yeah, let's break that down, and we're going to start with number 18, Henry Ledbetter. Ledbetter has had a huge impact on this season, but it changes a little bit tonight. He has started at tight end and defensive end all season and has been a standout on the defensive side of the ball all year. But Sammy Konchesky, starting quarterback, went down last week, broken tibia, done for the year. And Henry Ledbetter, who's been out the last few weeks, is stepping in as the starting quarterback tonight. So you talk about a key position when you're running the option. Everything runs through Ledbetter tonight. So his performance will have to be on point for the Tigers to come out with a win. Going down the line, we'll go to the guy who lines up right behind him, the B-back, Miles Twyman. Miles has been an absolute bulldozer all season, getting the tough yards between the tackles. He also plays cornerback and is the long snapper for the Tigers. So Miles is a key piece to this Tiger attack. And then last week's Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game, Jace Donaldson. He is a electrifying player. Anytime he touches the ball, he's got the potential to take it to the house. He had a 75-yard touchdown last week. He also recovered a fumble, blocked an extra point. He's a great player in the secondary and a special teams playmaker as well. So those are just three of many Tigers who can make an impact on tonight's game.
Now we'll talk about a few key players here for this Bremen football team. And if you're watching or listening to the Coach Grove show, you learned about these guys from Coach Groves. But number 22, Trent McPherson, he's a fullback and a linebacker. Senior this year, offers some leadership. He's their go-to at that running back position. Also lines up in a wildcat from time to time, so a lot that you got to account for when he's on the field. Number 1, Aiden Price, also lines up in that wildcat sometimes. He's one of the best athletes on the team, a wide receiver and defensive back. He's a senior, so he brings that experience and leadership to the table. Then there's number 6, Alonzo Edmerson. He's a defensive lineman, an offensive lineman, a sophomore this year. He's also a big physical kid. He's 5'11", about 280 pounds, and that's one of the things that's going to stand out, I think, again for this Bremen team, is they got some big kids there on the line of scrimmage, which is something that the Tigers have seen a fair amount throughout the season.
Yeah, they've gone up against some teams that have those kind of athletes. They were up against one of those last week. Temple has an excellent stock of players on the line of scrimmage, and Bremen is going to be a challenge. And they have to win that game in the trenches. Coach Groves talks about it every week. Got to win the hitting game.
No question about that. And one player I do want to mention, and one of the big storylines for this Bremen team this season, was that in Game 2 of the year they were playing Bowden, and their senior quarterback, Carson Kimball, he was injured in the second game of the year, and it involved his 6th vertebrae. I was reading about this today in his neck, and caused the injury to his spinal cord. So he's had quite a hill to overcome throughout that process. A long way to go, but a really heartwarming moment last week when they had their senior night, and they had him here at the game and interviewed him and all that kind of stuff. And he's got a really inspirational story. And they talked about how after they did the surgery that it may be 2 years before he gets back to normal and that sort of thing, and learns to walk and all those sorts of things. And he says in this interview that it's going to be 6 months. So, man, what an inspirational story that is. And if you get a chance to check it out, you should read it online for sure.
With that kind of attitude, he'll be back on his feet. I mean, that's remarkable for a young man to have that confidence and belief. And he'll put the work in, and I know that's a tough spot for a football team to be in when an injury like that happens. It's a very scary thing. This is a dangerous sport these young men are playing, and unfortunately sometimes things like that happen. But I'm glad to hear the young man's on the road to recovery.
And we would certainly continue to encourage everybody to pray for that young man and his family and the whole community as they rally behind him in his recovery. Anyway, but we'll give you the captains for tonight's game here in just a couple of moments. But before we jump into that, we got time, so let's go ahead and jump into some keys to the game. We're going to start with number 1, play sound fundamental football. Coach Groves talked about that in the pregame.
Yeah, the self-inflicted wounds have to be something you avoid, especially when you're on the road in region play. So the pre-snap penalties and putting the ball on the turf are things that the Tigers are going to try to avoid tonight, as they'll also want to keep the ball and run ball control offense.
Number 2 is going to be ball security.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had a nightmare sequence a week ago where the ball kept hitting the turf. If you give the ball away, it's hard to win.
And then number 3 is going to be limit negative plays.
Yeah, you got to stay ahead of the chain, especially with a new quarterback taking over. Henry has some experience, but staying ahead of the chains, establishing that dive play will be huge for the Darlington offense.
Captain's about to make their way onto the field, so we'll relay those to you right now. We'll start with the Darlington Tigers. You're going to have Miles Twyman, also Jace Donaldson. You'll have Noah Duggan, and Sam Twente is going to be a captain tonight for your Darlington Tigers. And again, you can see them if you're watching on the live stream making their way out as we speak. And Ian, for the Bremen Blue Devils, you're going to have number 52, that's Andrew Muldoon. Also number 18, who is going to be number 16, who's going to be Landon Hanna tonight. More on that in just a couple of moments. Number 15, Rhett Pearson, and then rounding out their captains for tonight's game is Thomas Mann. He is a senior. So they're your captains. They'll make their way to midfield, and we'll have the coin toss here in just a couple of moments.
And Matt, why don't you tell us what you found out about this number 16? That's a special thing for the Bremen Blue Devils.
Yes, what we were told just before the game by one of the broadcasters for Bremen was that each game a different player wears the number 16 because of a player named Brooks Hardy that was a part of this group a year or so ago, and unfortunately he passed away, so they do that to honor him. What a nice gesture that is.
Absolutely.
All right, the captains are making it to midfield. We're going to have the coin toss. Let's step out for a 2-minute break. A 2-minute break down the line. We'll give you the results of the coin toss, and we'll get this thing kicked off from Bremen High School. Darlington Bremen coming up in 2 minutes.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
All right, both teams have made their way out to the field. We'll tell you what they look like for the folks that are listening on the radio. Tonight, the Darlington Tigers come out in their white jerseys with purple pants with white stripes, white helmets with that beautiful purple tiger paw. Meanwhile, the Bremen Blue Devils playing at home tonight are in their gray jerseys with white pants and helmets, and they're like Irk had at Georgia Southern with the numbers on the helmets. Good-looking uniforms for both teams.
Yeah, a bunch of sharp-dressed men out there tonight. And, Matt, we've got the results of the coin toss, and Darlington, for the second time in 3 weeks, won the toss and elected to receive. That is not a trend that we've seen from Coach Groves, but he said, as a defensive-minded guy, sometimes you have to flip the script. Last time they did it, they opened up with a touchdown drive. Let's see if they can repeat that performance.
Carter Allen's got the ball teed up, or he's putting it on the tee as we speak, and we're about to have some football here as the Bremen Blue Devils get ready to kick this thing away to the Darlington Tigers. Going to have 3 men back here for the Tigers. At the middle of the field, you got Jace Donaldson, then you also got Bodie Powers, and then on the far side, Miles Twyman, and it is time for football here. The last regular season of the game for these two teams is set to be underway as we get ready for the trot to the ball. Buckle your chin straps, as Steve Conrad would say. Toe meets leather. We are underway. That kick is going to float back towards the goal line. It's going to be brought out by Donaldson up the middle of the field. Cuts to the outside, trying to find a lane and get a good return. And the coverage is good, and he's going to be brought down inside the 20 at about the 18. And that's where the Tigers are going to set up shop.
A nice cut there by Donaldson. I thought for a minute he was going to catch a running lane and have an explosive, but not great field position, not bad field position.
So they're going to start right around the 17-yard line. That's where the Tigers are going to set up shop here to start this first drive of the football game. So just underway here at Bremen High School. Thanks for being with us tonight, whether you're listening on the radio or watching the live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media and presented on the Darlington Media social media outlets. Quarterback under center. This is going to be Henry Ledbetter, of course. There's the snap. Going to hand it off. There's Miles Twyman streaking down the sidelines. I don't think anybody's going to get him. The 40, the 30, 25, 15, 5, gone. Miles Twyman so fast we couldn't keep up. A big play, 83 yards to pay dirt, and the Darlington Tigers strike first and strike fast.
Well, taking the opening kickoff, choosing to receive and put the offense on the field has paid off once again. Usually Miles Twyman is banging it between the tackles. This time they went with the outside run. Haven't seen that too often. We saw him take a little delay for a big touchdown against Pepperell, but Twyman shows, let me run it outside the tackles. I got the wheels, coach, and he takes it to the house. What a start for the Darlington Tigers.
Extra point coming up from DeSalu. Hold from Ledbetter. Kick is on the way, and that one's going to be right through the upright. So we got a 7-0 ball game, and we're 20 seconds into it, Ian.
Yeah, amazing start for Darlington. One play, and they're on the board, and it's so important to seize momentum early when you are in a tough environment like we've got here at Bremen. Just kind of gets the home team on their heels, takes the wind out of their sails just a little bit as the energy has been sucked out of this home side.
Man, what a way to start this game for the Darlington football team. If you've just tuned in, you already missed something. Miles Twyman streaks down the sidelines on the far side, 83 yards, and my goodness, he turned on the afterburners. Looking good tonight, 83 yards for the first score of the ball game at 7-0.
And look, Miles had been struggling with an ankle injury the last few games, so it's obvious that injury has healed itself because he had the afterburners on that run.
My goodness, what a run to start the game. The first play from scrimmage is a touchdown for your Darlington Tigers. And again, the Tigers won the toss, decided they would set the tone with that offense.
They said
Boy, they said it. Oh, you blink your eyes and he's in the end zone. DeSalu's got it teed up. He's ready to kick it to the Bremen Blue Devils here as they get their first possession of the football game. Back deep for them is going to be Aiden Forrester. He is a sophomore. They got a couple other guys back there with him. One of them is Dylan Huey. And then the one on the far side, I think, is Adam Chapman. But here is the kickoff. That goes up the middle of the field. It will be fielded and brought out from about the 4. Cuts up towards the far side, and he's got a running lane. Stays up, tries to cut inside, and then he's brought down. That was Forrester. But he did get a good return and good field position for Bremen.
Yeah, I knew they had some weapons back. Wasn't sure if they would choose to kick it deep and give him the option to return or hit the short kick, and we may see an adjustment there from the Darlington special teams because they have some athletes back there, and that was close. He had a good lane and almost made a cut back there and took that one into Darlington territory.
So Bremen's going to line up in a shotgun formation. Their quarterback getting ready to take the snap here in just a couple of moments, and that's going to be Eli Brock. He's a sophomore. The sidecar right next to him is going to be number 22, Trent McPherson. We'll probably hear that name a fair amount tonight. They got an up back on the far side of the formation. Going to hand it off, run on the first play, breaks loose, shakes the tackle. He's across the 50, stiff arm at the end of the play. He gets down to about the 43, so a big play for them on their first play of the game.
Yeah, that one registers in the explosive territory, and that really was all McPherson as he hit it up the middle and was able to make a nice little bounce back. Cut to the inside, bounced it back outside, and got a great gain there. And this Tigers defense hasn't given up many explosives throughout the year.
2 wide to the near side, 1 on the far side on 1st and 10. Brock's going to hand it off. They go up the middle. Defense is there and brings them down after a short gain. Ball carrier there, I believe, was Landon Hanna.
Yeah, it was Hanna. He was greeted almost immediately there by Henry Ledbetter and a host of Tigers. I think Bryson Jones was in on that as well. Sam 20, Jaron Payne.
Going to have a wide receiver to the far side, 2 to the near here for second and 9. Ball's at the 43. Bremen on Darlington side of the field, working right to left. Quick pass to the near side, connects with number 1, Aiden Price. So a positive play. It is complete, and he gets about 8 yards.
Price caught that on one knee, so it was dead as soon as he reeled it in, and that sets up a 3rd and short. But this is kind of 2-down territory here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Bremen hand the rock off here and roll the dice if the Tigers can get the stop.
So they roll back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 3, 10:22 left to go here in the first quarter. Darlington leads 7-0. Going to be a run play, and McPherson is going to get the first down. He's across the 30 to about the 28.
Yeah, they went wildcat on that one, and McPherson lined up at the quarterback position and took that ball off tackle. And he's a shifty runner.
Which you will see them do that a fair amount throughout the course of the game. They got a couple of guys that they'll line up in that wildcat position, as you referenced, McPherson being one of them. Going to have 2 wide receivers to the near side this time. Quarterback is number 17, Eli Brock. In the backfield with him is going to be Landon Hanna, wearing number 16 tonight. Shotgun formation as Brock gets ready to take the snap. He's got the ball, turns, hands it off, and the defense closes quick. DeSalu, and also getting there was number 10, Trenton Moore. Great defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Great penetration there. That play never had a chance to get going as Hanna kind of bobbled the exchange. But DeSalu, who's getting some action on defense this week, and Trenton Moore were there. And DeSalu makes a big play there. Tackle for loss.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 12 with the ball at the 31. Bremen with the ball trailing 7-0 at home with 9:35 left in the first quarter. Shotgun formation, man motions from right to left. Going to throw to the motion man who came out of the backfield. They connect with him. He's streaking down the sideline. Flag comes in. He scoots into the end zone, but this one's coming back.
Absolutely coming back. Yeah. And it was unnecessary. I think he takes it to the house either way. But that was absolutely a hold. Home crowd doesn't like it, but.
Jamal Stevenson was the receiver that came out of the backfield.
The crowd mic's going to pick up some colorful language tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Or actually, I think that was number 0, Justin Faulkner, rather.
Yeah, and we'll watch it here on the replay. If you're watching the live stream, he got the ball out, and you'll see the hold right here. McPherson was ahead, and when the ball carrier carried it back in, they got him for not releasing. And I guess maybe that was a little nitpicky. I can see the gripe, but it got called.
Well, that comes back, and it means it's 2nd and 14 with the ball on the 33-yard line. Shotgun formation, going to have a 2-back set this time with 2 wide receivers to the near side. Man will motion off to the left. There's the snap, and we're going to have a flag that comes in this time, too.
Now they're going to get Darlington. So the Tigers are going to give him 5 yards back there.
Offside's called on the defense. As you mentioned, spots the offense 5 yards. They'll mark that off, and we'll get ready to go here. With 2nd and 9 after the penalty yards.
Teams exchange penalties.
So the ball's at the 28-yard line, 2nd down and 9. 7-0 score in favor of Darlington. Scored on the first play from scrimmage, an 83-yard monster run from Miles Twyman. Here's the snap to Brock's going to fake the handoff, run it the other way, and he's got the ball inside the 20 down to the 15 in the red zone with a first down.
Yeah, no, that was the read option there for Brock, and he saw the defensive end crash down on the ball carrier and made the pull and had a lot of green grass ahead of him. Tigers were able to pull him down, but not till he was almost 15 yards downfield.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 16 for the Bremen Blue Devils. Going to send 2 wide to the far side this time. That's on the right side of the formation as the Blue Devils are working from right to left. In the backfield is going to be McPherson with quarterback Brock. They're going to fake the handoff to McPherson, throw a screen pass, connects, wide open, scoots into the end zone, and that's going to be 16 yards to pay dirt. And who caught that pass right there?
It was 16. That was Landon Hanna.
So Landon Hanna with the touchdown. That was a well-executed play.
Yeah, look, this offense that Bremen runs, it's really the Chip Kelly Oregon Duck read option offense in its purest form. The quarterback's going to make the read. He's either going to pull it, he's going to give it, pull it, run it, or dump it off to the receivers underneath. They'll take a shot play here and there, but that time that was just a great job by Brock making his reads.
Allen on for the extra point. Carter Allen got a good leg. Here's the kick, and that one is going to be through, and now the game is tied at 7 apiece, so each team is going to score on the opening possessions of the game.
Yeah, and Carter Allen, we were watching him in warm-ups. He's got a leg. This kid's got a cannon.
He can hit it from 50 yards.
Easy.
I mean,
He was clearing. We were watching him kick from 45, and he was making it with 15 yards to spare. Now, that was on air. A little harder when you have guys trying to block it, and Jace Donaldson is excellent at getting off the edge. He got around that time, too, so they better keep an eye on Jace, or he'll get him another block before this game's over. But Allen has a cannon for a leg. That's an impressive young man there. But, yeah, 2 series for each team. A little bit different way to get there. Bremen took them 7 plays, but they punched it in eventually. They had 1 touchdown call back for a hold, but eventually they got it in to the end zone and have evened this game up. So we'll see if this is going to be a track meet or if the defenses settle in.
Seen some interesting games here in the history of this series over the years. I know the last time they were here in 2021, it turned into a shootout, and I think Darlington won it, 40-33 or something like that?
Bremen made a big comeback in that game to make it interesting at the end.
Carter Allen to kick it away here as the Darlington Tigers are going to have Jace Donaldson standing around the goal line. Here comes the kick. It is going right towards Donaldson. He's going to bring it out from the 4. He is a dangerous man. If he gets a seam, he's going to make you pay. Cuts inside, stays up, gets across to the 24. So a good return there for Donaldson and decent field position for the Tigers this time.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice cut there by Donaldson. He had to put the brakes on to make that cut and then start up again, which just shows you his ability to go from 0 to 60 in a short amount of time. And if he makes one more guy miss, see you later.
Now, is it too early in the night for me to start making comments about the food smells wafting into the press box?
Well, I mean, these food smells are way better than the sewer smells we got last week. I can tell you that.
They got a pit master here. I smell good barbecue.
Yeah.
You smell that?
I do too.
Henry Ledbetter takes the snap. There's the pitch. They're going to go with the sweep there to Jace Donaldson. Shrieks down to about the 40. Gets pulled down. I thought it might have been a horse collar for a second, but I think it was clean.
Yeah, he got him by the waist. It kind of looked that way from over here. But Henry Ledbetter has shown so far there. He pulls the ball, makes the pitch. Very decisive play from the senior quarterback who's stepping into the starting role for the first time this season. And he made the right read there and a good pitch to Donaldson. Donaldson was once again very close to taking that one to the house. So far, excellent play from this Tiger offense.
1st and 10 from the 40. They go to the B-back dive this time with Miles Twyman. It is very effective. Got 4 or 5 yards there on 1st down and a very positive play for the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Very, very if that dive play is working, which last week they couldn't get it going. The Temple Tigers did a great job shutting that down. Of course, Miles Twyman not 100% last week. He looks to be close to it this week.
Tigers make a personnel adjustment on for this package as Nate Konchesky. They'll line up in their base formation. It looks like everybody's going to be tight here for this play. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 from the 44. There's the snap. They were going with the pit toss play there.
This is going to be on Bremen. I already saw the official signal it. Yeah.
Offsides.
Yeah, so that's free 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and short. Every offensive coordinator's favorite scenario. Playbook's wide open when you've only got a yard to go.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
7:24 left to go in this first quarter. We're tied up at 7 apiece. It's been a really exciting football game for the first 5 minutes, for sure.
Yeah.
So the Tigers will come back to the line of scrimmage with 2nd down and 1. Now the ball's at the 49-yard line, threatening to move it into Bremen territory. Henry Ledbetter getting ready to take the snap. Man motions to the left. There's Henry dropping back. Going to put some air underneath this one. A bit too much. That's going to be incomplete.
Yep, took a shot on 2nd and 1. Sure enough. Why not? And Ledbetter showing off his arm strength. Forget he's a lefty. We haven't seen him play much quarterback this season. He's coming in a few situations, but no lack of arm strength from the senior.
We'll have the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game, as we do every week. One more time for the regular season. Jace Donaldson got it for the 3rd time last week. He reeled off all the things he did in that game, but man, he has had an unbelievable season. Ledbetter under center here for 3rd and 1. Ready to take the snap. He's going to turn, hands it off. A flag came in. Miles got it, but this one may be coming back.
Yeah,
folks.
I'm not sure. waiting on the signal here. I think two guys might have moved pre-snap at the same time there.
Yep.
Sure enough.
So false start on the Tigers. That'll back them up 5 yards, and we'll repeat first down here in just a couple of moments.
Unfortunate. Yeah. Started a little early there.
So again, third down for the Tigers. Got 6 to go. 7:04 remaining in the first quarter. This is the second possession of the football game here for the Tigers. Had a nice drive down here today. It was kind of nice to see over the last couple of days at least a few raindrops.
Yeah.
We didn't have any for the month of October there until the last day. Quarterback under center, Henry Ledbetter takes the snap, drops back, going to put the ball in the air, and that's well short. Kind of looked like the play broke down on him there.
Yeah, I think he had. I'm gonna check it on the replay, but I think the snap. Yeah, he bobbled it on the exchange, so that got the timing of the play off. He still almost was able to throw off his back foot, float that one out there. If he does, Miles Twyman is running free if he hits him in stride, but Ledbetter had to adjust, kind of get his grip back on the ball, and was fortunate really just to get that one off, and the Tigers have to punt it away.
Trent Moore on to punt the ball. Man back here for Bremen is going to be Aiden Price. Here comes the kick. It's heading in Price's direction, and that is going to drop in front of him, and it looks like the Tigers will back away and get ready to down the ball inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. So that turned out to be a good punt and backs them up inside the 20.
Yeah, good job by Moore to field that on a hop and get a good kickoff that got a Tiger bounce and roll. And the Tigers defense will come out. Bremen rose to the occasion, got a stop after they gave up a touchdown the first drive. Now the Tigers will try to do the same thing.
We'll have a break in the season coming up next week. The Darlington Tigers already guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, but because of the weather situation that we had there in the month of September with a couple of hurricanes, it put the GHSA in a situation where they needed to have an extra week of the season for some teams to get their regular season in, so that results in a bye week in between the season and the playoffs. A little pitch play. They're going to get it into the hands of zero, Justin Faulkner, who's trying to find some room, but the Darlington Tigers shut it down, won't let him have it. He did a lot of running, but he didn't get any yards out of the play.
They like to call this a pop pass. So coming across on that, it's essentially a jet sweep, but it's a forward lateral instead of a handoff, and that time the Tigers had it pinned down, got him for a 1-yard loss.
So that's going to bring up second down and 11 here in just a couple of moments now with the ball at the 17, 6:12 and the clock running here in our first quarter of football. The Blue Devils are going to send 2 wide receivers on either side. They're going to have that up back. Otherwise, an empty backfield here for the quarterback. That's going to be a Wildcat snap. They're going to run it up the middle. A little bit opens up there, and he gets about 6 or 7 yards. I think that was Aiden Price with the carry. It was on the Wildcat.
Yeah, they brought the slot man in motion on a little jet sweep look, but then Price decided to pull and run it himself. It was a good decision and puts him in a third and manageable scenario here. Boy, a 3-and-out would be great if the Tigers can get off the field.
Different man taking the snap this time. It's going to be McPherson from that Wildcat. They try to string it out to the outside, and he dives forward. He should be short.
He is
about
short.
a yard.
He's short, too. Excellent defense. Great pursuit there from this Tiger defense. McPherson tried to bounce it to the outside. Jace was out there. Noah Duggan, Henry Ledbetter gets in on it. Just a host of Tigers. Evan Parton will get credited with at least a half tackle there.
Carter Allen handles all the kicking duties here for this Bremen team, so he's on to punt this ball away. And the way that they're lining up, the Tigers should have pretty good field position when everything shakes out here. Here comes the kick here from Allen off the foot. Spiraling kick. It's going to drop in, and it's going to take a nice Darlington bounce.
Yes,
rolls back to about the 43-yard line, so good field position.
Yeah, some backspin on that one. Yeah, gave Darlington 5 or 6 yards there with that kick back. So Darlington gets stopped. They had a second and short, took a shot downfield, then had a false start that backed them up, put them in a tough position on third down. They weren't able to convert, had to punt it away, but the defense rises to the challenge, gets a 3-and-out, and after the punt, Darlington will have its best starting field position of the night at their own 43-yard line.
Tigers will line up in their double slot back base formation. Everybody's going to be in tight here for first down from their own 43, working from left to right. Tied up at 7 apiece. Both teams scored on their first possessions of the game, and both teams punt on their second possessions. Here's the third possession for Darlington. Henry Ledbetter fakes the handoff, going to run it out to the near side. A flag came in, I do believe, and he's brought down after a short game, but let's see what this flag's all about.
Yeah, I didn't see it drop, but there it is in the center of. And that there was a miscommunication there, and I've got to wonder, Matt, if this has to do with Henry being a lefty, because he held that
block.
We've had very few games this season where Darlington hasn't gotten popped with one of those, and that's a big one. That's 15 yards, so big penalty there. But if you watch the play there, Ledbetter held the ball out and there was no back, so a miscommunication there to start that play. Doesn't matter because the chop block was called, and they'll be backed up 15 yards, and they'll run it again.
So now they're going to start at the 28-yard line, so they've got an absolute mile to go as they get ready to take this snap here on first down. So,
but we've seen Darlington do well in these positions throughout the season.
Henry Ledbetter rolls up under center, getting ready to take the snap here in just a couple of moments. Everybody in tight. Here's the snap. The Ledbetter turns, and they run into each other on the exchange. Quarterback Ledbetter hangs onto the ball, gets about 4 or 5 yards, but that is not exactly what they were trying to do right there.
No, Ledbetter pulled that one. And again, that was close. I mean, Twyman was hit, and that contact made its way over to Henry and slowed him down when he pulled, so he wasn't able to hit the gap as fast as he wanted to, and it'll be second and very long.
Got about 22 yards to go, it looks like. 3:45 left to go in the first quarter, tied at 7. So Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage. This time they got a little bit of confusion here before they snap the ball. Going to have 3 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Miles in the backfield here with Henry Ledbetter. As Ledbetter gets ready to take the snap, they're going to have to call a time.
Nope,
flag came in.
There's going to be another procedure penalty. Yeah.
The false start.
Yeah. Some hiccups here. You got a new starter out there. Henry's the senior. He's been around a long time, but there's going to be some growing pains when you have a new voice under center, and it has bitten them on this series.
So the penalties really doing a number on this drive. The ball is going to be at the 27-yard line as they get ready to take the snap here on second down. 3:08 remaining in the first quarter. Going to have those 3 wide receivers off to the far side, 1 on the near. As Ledbetter gets ready to take the snap, man motions to the near side. Ledbetter puts the ball in the air, and it's almost intercepted. Looked like there for a second that Dylan Huey was going to get his arms wrapped around it. It's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, and had he reeled that in, it would have been a pretty easy waltz into the end zone. Rolling Ledbetter out there, but there was pressure coming up the middle from Ryder Haynes. And Ledbetter was forced to throw it a little earlier than he wanted to. It was behind Twyman and almost intercepted.
So now they'll get ready for 3rd and 26 from the 27-yard line with just under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Going to have 2 wide receivers on the far side here for 3rd down. He is going to fake the pitch, drops back, throws a screen pass to Miles Twyman, and boy, absolutely lowering the boom for the Bremen Blue Devils was Cole Pruitt. That was a heavy hit and a nice play.
Yeah, I like the call screen. It's safe. You're not putting yourself in a position where you could turn the ball over, but if it hits, you could end up getting a first down out of it. Didn't work out. Pruitt was there to make the play, sniffed that one out, and the Tigers will have to punt it away.
So Trent Moore stands waiting on the ball about the 12-yard line. Going to have 1 man back here for Bremen. That's going to be Price. He's standing at about the 44-yard line. Moore has the ball, puts the boot on it, gets some good air underneath it. Price hauls it in, and we got a flag.
Yeah, they hit him, and they hit him low. Will it be running into? Will it be roughing? That is going to be up to the head official. He's the one who dropped the flag. Now, hitting the kicker low like that, I would think it'd be of the 15-yard variety. Here is the verdict. Running into the kicker. Oh, is it roughing?
15-yard penalty.
Yeah, but it's not an automatic first down in high school. But you take that, you move it up 15 yards, and you see if you can swing field position a little bit more. Oh, it's 5. They did call right. That's what I thought. Still an opportunity here for Moore to get a leg on it.
So Moore set to punt it away here. Again, Price is the man back here to try to return the punt here for Bremen. Ball's in his hands. Here comes the kick, and it is blocked. The Bremen Blue Devils chase it down, scoop it up, and score and take the lead. My goodness.
They were close to getting it on the last play. They brought the house again. We haven't seen that kind of play for the Tigers yet this year. Special teams has been really clean, but that time you had 3 Bulldogs come barreling through.
Ryder Haynes picks up the ball, scoots into the end zone, and they get the next points. Pending PAT, 14-7 ball game.
Yeah, you know, you get the 5-yard penalty. You think maybe you can pin them back a little bit further, but kicking again comes back to bite the Tigers.
So Carter Allen's on to try to tack on the extra point. He'll get ready to go. A little bit of a personnel shift here as they get ready to snap the ball and get ready for the kick. Bremen has taken a 13-7 lead, can tack on this extra point here off the very reliable leg of Allen. Kicks it, and that one's through the upright, and the score moves to 14-7 with 2:07 remaining in the first quarter of this football game.
And, man, it was Cole Pruitt that got the block and Ryder Haynes that got the scoop and score there on the big special teams play. What a swing and momentum there. The Tigers, after getting a 3-and-out, had great field position, but a chop block, 2 procedure penalties, and some miscues as far as the exchanges had the Tigers way behind the chains. They weren't able to overcome that. They punted the ball, got a running into the kicker penalty, and elected to punt it again. And on that second attempt, Bremen got the block, scoop, and score, and now leads 14-7.
So now Bremen will get set to kick the ball back to the Darlington Tigers, who will try to answer the bell here late in this first quarter of the football game. Going to have the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show coming up for you tonight after tonight's action, but because of the funky scheduling situation we have this year, because of the storms that we described just a little bit ago, it's not going to be any local action next week, so we're basically going to hit the pause button as we go into the end of the regular season for our football coverage entirely. There's not going to be anything to talk about.
Right. No pick show, no post-game show.
Exactly. No games. Here comes the kick from Allen, and flag came in, so he'll have to kick this one again.
He will. They got an early jump on that one.
Yeah, next week's going to be odd because
it is.
Of that, you know?
It is. To hit the stop button and then, immediately rev the engine back up and get ready to cover some playoff football.
We won't have any college football for you on WLAQ tomorrow because the Georgia Tech team will be enjoying a bye, hopefully heal some bumps and bruises. They've been banged up, and it's cost them the last couple of weeks for sure, not having Hanks King and Eifert, the best linebacker, and banged up in some other areas as well. Hopefully they'll get those guys back.
Yeah, absolutely. Rutherford didn't play last week either, I don't think. He's one of their most explosive receivers. So, tough position to be in and some big games for the Jackets. And hopefully they can get King back and go beat Miami again. They did it last year.
That's right. They sure did. All right, Allen to kick it away. That one's going to be end over end, and fielding it's going to be Jace. He'll bring it out, scoots up to the 20, across the 20, across the 25. Nice stutter step, shakes a couple of guys and gets out across the 30, and the Tigers will set up shot around the 31 or 32.
Yeah, good return there by Jace. Tell you what, this Allen kid's got a booming leg. So the Tigers will start at their own 31-yard line here.
We've got 1:57 left to go here in the first quarter of the football game. Tigers trail 14-7, trying to answer the bell. Henry Ledbetter lines them up. Everybody in tight here for this formation. 2 slot backs, and you got that B-back in there, which is Miles Twyman. Man motions to the left. They're going to fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to run and muscles that big body through and gets about 5 yards. That was a good pickup for Henry.
Yeah, Henry using his size on that one as he decided to follow his blockers, and that's almost 6 yards on first down.
So a 5-yard gain. That's going to bring up second down and 5 for the Tigers, so they stay ahead of the chains here on first down, and they'll roll back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see what they dial up here for second down.
A nice long drive would be just what the doctor ordered.
Man motions to the right side, going to hand it off, go with the B-back dive, and that play's blown up just as it was getting started, and he might have got a yard.
Yeah, I think he fell forward for a yard, and that sets up a 3rd and 4. Tigers need to get a first down and just kind of get their groove back on offense. They started really hot and executing clean. The last few drives, they've had some hiccups.
So the Tigers will come back to the line of scrimmage, going to send wide receivers, 1 on each side, working from left to right, trailing 14-7. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. This is 3rd down and 4. Ledbetter ready to take the snap, and a timeout.
They're going to get
flag comes in.
Yep, all start.
Yeah, the penalties have been a killer the last couple of drives.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 as compared to 3rd and 4, it's a big difference.
Well, did you get in a heavy round of trick-or-treating last night?
I did. Me and my youngest Carter went trick-or-treating over in his mother's neighborhood, and it was a good time. He had quite the sack full of candy.
Henry under center here for 3rd down and 9 after the penalty yards. Drops back, going to put the ball in the air. Oh, and that's going to be incomplete to Konchesky. Threw a dart to him, to Nate Konchesky. A little too strong, and that's incomplete.
Yeah, and that was Aiden Price on the coverage, and he was shooting out of a cannon to get up there. Konchesky heard the footsteps there, couldn't reel it in. And I think Price would have tackled him regardless. But the Tigers are trying to find their footing on offense, and the penalties right now are not helping. Coach Groves is arguing his case. He saw something he didn't like there, and he's letting the sideline judge know about it.
Price is back to try to return the kick. Moore's got it, puts the boot on it. That one's going to drop in and is fielded at the 40. He's going to be brought down. Heavy hit from Ty Wood.
Yeah.
He got down there in a blink of an eye.
He did. Great coverage there from the Tigers, and the defense has just got to go out there and keep doing what they do. They're trailing in the game. Let's get the offense the ball back.
All right, so the Blue Devils are going to start at their own 41 with 14.5 seconds left in this first quarter, leading it 14-7. All right, that was a late flag.
But their linemen stood up. I don't see how that didn't draw Darlington off. There was a whistle blown too. That shouldn't be a flag.
Officials having a conversation about it. We'll see if he picks the flag up, or we'll get a call here in just a couple of moments.
Oh, they're going to call it.
So they're going to call offsides on the defense. And that'll spot 5 yards here as Bremen begins this drive before they snap the ball. So again, the penalties rearing their ugly head here in this one so far.
And we talked about it in the pregame. This is self-inflicted wounds are something you have to avoid, especially on the road in region play.
So the Blue Devils will line up. In at quarterback is Eli Brock. He'll take the snap, hand it off, and he'll run the ball. And he gets back about where they snapped the ball. That was Mick Fearson who was the ball carrier. He got about 2 yards out of that play.
Yeah, that should be the last play of the first quarter. This clock runs It's very strange. It has a little hitch in its giddy up when it's winded down.
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
3 seconds left, 2 seconds, and that is officially the end of the first quarter. The Bremen Blue Devils are on top of the Darlington Tigers here after one. 14-7 is your score. They'll swap sides of the field, and we will step out for 1 minute on WLAQ.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Second quarter, and they're off to the races here on the near sidelines. McPherson with the carry. They get a first down and then a big chunk of yards after that, and the Blue Devils are on the move.
Yeah, McPherson, if he gets his motor running, he is a tough one to bring down. As he took that one on the handoff and kicked it outside, and I mean he didn't find a Tiger until Donaldson got it, the tackle.
So the first play of the second quarter is a positive one here for the Bremen Blue Devils. They'll go back to line of scrimmage, fresh set of downs now in Tiger territory at the 36, leading at 14-7. Quarterback Brock takes the snap, going to swing it out to the far side, gets it over to Aiden Price, stays up, shakes off a couple of guys, and he is going to scoot into the end zone on a 36-yard play for a touchdown to take a 2-score lead.
Yeah, a little wide receiver bubble screen there to Price, and Price had a clear running lane and then made some really nifty moves there. Took it to the outside, cut it back inside, had some of his guys down there leading the way. Donaldson almost got to him before he got to the end zone, but he got to pay dirt.
Carter Allen on for the extra point. Bremen leads at 20-7 over your Darlington Tigers with 11:20 left to go in the second quarter of the football game. Hold's going to be handled by Mason Lewis. Here comes the kick, and that one is right through. It's actually going to nearly bounce off the scoreboard.
Yeah, big leg.
So the score moves to 21-7 in favor of the home team.
Yeah, and Darlington had a chance to get off the field on third down, couldn't do it. And on the next play, Bremen made them pay with a 36-yard touchdown pass.
Well, we're going to relay scores from other games coming up tonight. A lot of teams playing tonight as teams wind down the regular season around the area. Of course, some teams finished last week. I know the region that Cartersville plays in wrapped up last week. They got another region title. Rottmart picked up their 8th consecutive region title. Rome Wolves locked up their region last week,
yes,
too,
they
didn't they?
They did, trying to finish undefeated in their region. They're up 14-0 right now. Chattooga, Zayden Cook's 464-yard explosion last week. I wonder what his numbers are so far. They're up 20-7 over Coosa right now.
Carter Allen ready to boot the ball away here for Bremen. Tigers are going to have 3 men back here. Here comes the kick. This one's going to float over to Jace, who's going to bring it out at about the 1 or 2 yard line. He goes out towards the far side, finds a seam, cuts back inside, gets close to the 40. I think they're going to line him up at 38, but a good return there by Donaldson. And let's see if the Tigers can put a drive together here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a touchdown, touchdown saving tackle there by Chase Palmer. He got Donaldson by the shoelace, maybe. Tigers need to answer here.
Everybody in tight for this formation as Henry Ledbetter gets ready to take the snap. Base formation, there it is. Going to fake the handoff, is looking for somebody to get the ball to, and then he got wrapped up and brought down for the sack.
Yeah, and Ledbetter went for the pull there, and he was going to go with the pitch to Donaldson, which would have been very successful. But when the big guy, A.J. Anderson, got Henry by the ankle and wouldn't let him go. Down to the turf he went before he could get outside and make the pitch.
So a 2-yard loss brings up 2nd and 12 with the ball now at the 37-yard line. So the Tigers will go back to the drawing board here and see if they can come up with a positive play. Going to have a personnel change as now onto the field is Ja'Shawn Jones here for Bremen. Going to have a wide receiver to the near side here for 2nd and 12. There's the snap, fakes the handoff, was trying again to get to the pitch play. Same result. They got to him in the backfield, and that'll be a sack.
And right now they just can't seem to, I mean, the penetration's getting back there before Ledbetter can make a choice. And it's led by Alonzo Emerson, big number 6. An absolute load there at the defensive tackle position.
So the Tigers have lost 4 yards on the last 2 plays. That brings up a 3rd and 14 with just under 10 minutes to play in the half from the Tigers 35. Working right to left, trailing this one 21-7. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Ledbetter rolling out, looking to pass, gets ready to throw the ball, and he's going to take another sack. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and the Tigers are going to go 3 and out.
Yeah, Ledbetter pump faked, and then he was going to fire downfield, but before he could get that pass off, he was hit from the blind side. Let's see which Blue Devil got back there. He rolled out, pocket was looking good. Pump faked, and then was brought down from behind. So the pressure right now just getting home to Ledbetter, whether they're trying to run the ball or pass. This defensive front for the Blue Devils is getting back there and being disruptive.
So Aiden Price is back here at the 41-yard line to try to return the punt from Stephen Moore, who's waiting on the ball. He's got it. Here is the kick. Got some good air under that one. That'll be a fair catch for Price at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, well, we need to get off the field on this one. Bremen has gone on quite a run, 21 unanswered points since Darlington scored on their opening play of the game, and they've done it in a variety of ways. They had a long drive to answer, then there was a 3-and-out where Darlington got the ball back. They blocked a punt, returned it for a touchdown to take that 14-7 lead. Then they stopped Darlington on the next possession. Darlington had a bunch of penalties, and Bremen got 1 first down and then a 36-yard play, and now they've got the ball again with a chance to expand the lead.
2 back set, 1 on each side. 3 wide receivers. There's the snap to Brock. Going to fire a pass quickly and gets it out to Justin Faulkner. He'll connect as he goes to the ground and gets about 4 yards there on first down.
Yeah, just a quick out there, and Faulkner was on the turf when he caught it, so the ball was dead right where he made the reception.
Brings up 2nd and 6 with the ball at the 45-yard line. Bremen still on their side of the field, leading at 21-7 with 8:33 left to go in the second quarter of the football game. Got 3 wide receivers, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near. They're going to hand it to McPherson. He tries to get out to the edge. The defense does a good job of stringing it out and closing it in and making the tackle.
And McPherson pushed. He tried to stiff arm, and it kind of catapulted him backwards a couple of yards. So that'll be a loss on the play. Stuart Grigsby was the first Tiger to get there. Ledbetter cleaned it up along with Trenton Moore. Sam 20.
So that brings up 3rd down and 7 here for the Bremen Blue Devils. They're going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side and 2 on the near. Got an up back here on the near side of the formation. Quarterback ready to take the snap. He's going to roll out. That was actually Price who took the snap. He's going to throw a screen pass, connects with an open man. He is streaking down the sidelines. Donaldson was the last man to have a chance, but he'll scoot into the end zone. That was Thomas Mann, and another touchdown for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you're a whisker away from getting them for a loss, but they connect. The quarterback did a good job, and it was Aiden Price. So he usually runs the ball when he's in that wildcat position, but that time they went with a little middle screen, and he was able to find his teammate Thomas Mann. And Mann had a blocker ahead of him, and that helped out a lot as he cut back at the end before Donaldson could make the tackle. And Bremen has taken control of this game.
They really have, and we get ready for Allen, who is certainly sure-footed, to try to tack on the extra point and make this a 28-7 ball game, and here is the kick, and that one's right down Broadway. So, folks, it's 28-7, and this one, as you mentioned, getting away from the Tigers here in the second quarter.
Yeah, the explosive plays continue for this Bremen offense. And on the other side, the Tigers started really hot and really were executing well in their second drive before that one stalled. But these last few drives, it has been self-inflicted wounds. Lots of false starts, a chop block, and then just not really able to get the train rolling downhill as far as the exchanges and getting the plays off. So been a little tricky. Matt, I got a couple of scores you're going to be interested in. Heritage up on Adairsville, 13-0 early. Tryon leading 10-7 in our game of the week that we had on this week in Northwest Georgia football. The Bulldogs leading in the second quarter against the two-time defending state champion Bowden Red Devils. Models trailing 15-7 in the second quarter to Temple. Rockmart beating North Murray pretty bad as to be expected, and Pepperell in the second quarter is knotted up 7-7 with the Heard County Braves.
So interesting games taking place tonight all around the area. We'll continue to run down scores when we get to halftime in just a few minutes. And then at the end of the night, we're going to have the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game, followed by the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show, our last of the regular season. There'll be a bye week next week, and all teams around our general area will be off, so we won't have a scoreboard show, but we'll resume everything coming up the next weekend for the start of the playoffs. So we'll see if we got some teams that can make some runs this year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, a little stop-and-go action for us here, which is a first in all the years I've been calling games with you, man. We haven't had this scenario happen.
Very unusual situation for sure. Of course, the weather's been quite unusual over the last couple of months. It felt like it wouldn't stop raining there at the beginning of the season. Then last month we didn't get any rain, and here's the kick. It's going to be brought out from the goal line. Jace Donaldson returns another kick. He goes out to the far sidelines trying to find some room. There was not much. He gets it out to about the 20, so still pretty decent return, but the coverage has been really good.
It has, and Donaldson's almost popped a couple of them, so I like the fact that he's taking the chance. The Tigers need a momentum-changing series of plays here, and a kickoff return for a touchdown would certainly meet that criteria.
So the Tiger, flag on the play we've just heard.
Yep, I think we're going to get a hold or a block in the back. We'll see what the signal is. Personal foul. I don't know. I didn't see if it was dead ball. Yeah, so that was post play, extracurriculars.
The you can't do that. Chants are fired up.
Set a tough sequence here for the Tigers. It's half of the distance of the goal penalty.
So the Tigers are instead going to start at their own 10-yard line after the penalty. There's the snap, and the ball's loose on the turf. Thankfully, Henry was able to fall on it right quick and cover, but not how they were hoping to start this drive after the penalty backed them up against the 10.
Yeah, looking for a positive play, and they're trying to make the exchange with Ledbetter with Twyman, and it came loose.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 12 after a loss of 2 with the ball now at the 8-yard line. Tigers trying to get themselves a little breathing room here inside their own 10-yard line. Going to send Nate Konchesky wide to the near side. Tigers are working from right to left, trailing by 21 points. Ledbetter under snap. He gets ready to take the snap. He's got it. Fakes the handoff. He gets pulled down. The defense is all over it. Ball came out. Bremen signaling that they've got it. We haven't seen the official call.
Head official says he's down. I saw he had the best vantage point, so it will not be a turnover. But again, on that play, it's big number 6, and he is coming in. He's almost laying down on these last few tackles he gets, but he's going and just grabbing Henry by the ankle, and Henry can't even get his motor running. And again, that's Alonzo Edmerson. And if you're watching the live stream, you can see this is a big athletic kid.
So this will bring up 3rd down and 13 with the ball around the 7-yard line here for the Darlington Tigers.
He's only a sophomore.
Oh, my goodness.
I think Darlington's going to take a timeout.
All right, we're going to take it with them. 28-7 your score, 6:09 left in the second quarter. We'll be back for 3rd and 13 after a 30-second timeout.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
Scrimmage, backs against the wall here at about the 7-yard line on their side of the field with 3rd and 13. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side for this package as Ledbetter gets ready to take the snap from center, drops back around the goal line, hands it off, and he's going to be tackled right around the goal line. That's going to bring up 4th down here for the Darlington Tigers in dangerous territory here.
And the Tigers tried to run a little delay sprint there with Miles Twyman. That play famously worked for a huge touchdown in their comeback win against Pepperell, but the Bremen defense suffocated it before it could ever get going. Twyman hit as soon as the ball was put into his hands, and the Tigers are going to have to punt. I mean, Trent Moore is going to have his feet on the boundary almost.
Tough situation here. So Moore getting ready to take the snap. Going to have 1 man back. That's going to be at the 30-yard line. Here comes the kick out of the back of the end zone. It's going to drop in. Will be fielded here by Price. He'll try to make a play. Cuts inside. Shakes off a couple of tackles. Spin move at the end of the play. Gets him down to the 24-yard line. That's where they're going to set up short with a set up shop with a short field with 5:14 left to go in the quarter. Whew.
Yeah, and right now it feels like the Tigers are just kind of holding on for dear life, try to get to the locker room as Bremen is back in scoring position quickly. After that drive, again, Jace Donaldson returned the kickoff to the 20-yard line, but there was a dead ball and sportsmanlike penalty that was a half the distance penalty, backed it up to the 10. You had a couple of plays, negative plays, and then you had to punt it out of your own end zone.
Eli Brock lines him up in a gun. Now they're actually going to make some personnel changes here.
Wow.
And go back to their Wildcat type situation. Let's see who takes the snap. It looks like McPherson. He'll take the ball, cuts towards the near side, tries to scoot past a couple of tackles, but thankfully the Tigers are able to reel him in at about the 15, but they do get 9 yards on the play.
Yeah, successful play there and some wholesale substitutions there. Pretty wild how they ran those guys on and off.
So picked up 9 yards, brings up 2nd and 1 with the ball now in the red zone at the 15-yard line with the clock ticking, 4:47 left to go in a tough second quarter here for the Tigers. Here's the snap, going to go to Price this time. He tries to run up the middle, tries to find a running lane, carries the pile down inside the 10. I think he got to about the 7 before they were able to get him to the turf.
And Price just following his blockers there, finding a little wiggle room. But he had a few lead blockers that created plenty of space.
So he gets down to the 8. That brings up 1st and goal here from the 8. And Bremen threatens to score again. They're going to direct snap here to McPherson this time. And he stutter steps, cuts to the outside, and he is going to dive towards the pylon. I think he's in.
They gave it to him. Wow.
I thought he was going to be short, but we
were
kind of screened.
We were. It was close. But if all you have to do is reach that ball out and barely pass the pylon. I'll see if I can see it on the replay here. McPherson from the Wildcat bounces it outside. It was a sprint between him and Bodie Powers to the boundary. Here he is at the 2, the 1. Yeah, he reached it out. Yep. I think he got that ball across the pylon, and the official had a better view than we did. So I'm going to say he got the right call there, and Bremen extends their lead.
Carter Allen on for the extra point. He'll pop that one right through. Almost reaches the scoreboard, and the score moves to 35-7 in favor of the Bremen Blue Devils playing here at home tonight and have taken a massive lead.
Yes, they have. Just an explosion here. 35 unanswered points. Tigers haven't been able to get anything going on offense, and the explosive plays for Bremen are starting to pile up.
We had a 14-7 ball game at the end of the first quarter, and now Bremen leads at 35-7. We still have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left here of this second quarter of the football game.
I'd like to thank all the Bremen faithful who've been so kind to us. We always love going to new venues, and you know, they've been very hospitable here in Blue Devil country to us.
Great backdrop for a football game. They got a really nice stadium. Everybody in the press box and the administration's been very helpful to us in getting set up and everything we needed. And great spot for a football game. They got a great crowd here tonight enjoying this one.
Great press box.
Oh, man, This is stellar. I don't think we've ever had this much space. Kick is going to be fielded here by Jace Donaldson. He'll bring it out, try to get something going here for the Tigers. Cuts towards the near side, goes out of bounds at the 24. And we don't see any flags here.
No, he was 4 yards out of bounds and got hit low. I'm pretty shocked that Hanky didn't come out there, but it did not.
So the Tigers are going to start at their own 23, trailing this one 35-7. And here in this position, you got a huge hill to climb. You just need a spark. You need something positive to happen and see if you can build on it.
A 15-yard penalty would have been nice.
Yeah.
If you're watching on the stream, you be the judge. Two guys hit him 5 yards out of bounds.
Henry Ledbetter under center, ready to take the snap. He'll turn, fakes the toss. Nope, ball ends up on the turf, chasing it down. The Blue Devils, the Tigers, and the Bremen Blue Devils come up with it. Number 35 was able to get to it first. That was Landon Oliveros, and they're going to have it on the doorstep after a turnover.
And
He's wearing the sombrero.
Yeah, they have a turnover sombrero here. Everybody has their little turnover shtick, and I guess the Blue Devils, if you make the big play and get the turnover. Oh, and 54, he actually just got his hand in there and stripped that ball. A great effort there, and that was Justin Ellington, a senior, who got his hand in there and flipped that out of Henry's hands.
There's the snap, going to run the ball, and ball's loose again.
He fumbled. Darlington should have it.
So the Tigers have got it right back on the next play.
What?
No?
I don't know. Maybe he got back on it.
Big number 6 had the ball, Alonzo Edmerson. He was the ball carrier there, and the ball came out right as it looked like he was about to go across the goal line. What was the call?
The ball came out. I guess he got back on it. I'm going to see what I can see here. And it's Edmerson who gets out there. He tried to extend the ball. Trenton Moore stripped it. Darlington recovered that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they got it.
All right. Noah Duggan.
Good job by Noah Duggan. Now they got the ball 1st and 10 at the goal line. I mean, it says at the 1, but he is right on the goal line. There's the snap. Going to try to dive forward here and see what he can get. Try to get a little breathing room here.
Great play there. That was Trenton Moore that got the strip, Matt. He's the one that jarred it loose. And then it was Noah Duggan that got on the ball.
What an interesting sequence on the last couple of plays that we've seen.
Yeah.
Of course, the Tigers remain in the danger zone. You got 2nd down and 10. Ball remains at the 1 as they couldn't get a good push there for that last play. So no gain on the play with 3:25. And at this point, you're just trying to get out of this half without any more damage.
Yeah, if you can. Tigers taking their time, getting up on the ball.
Boy, the band's having a lot of fun there in their Halloween costumes,
They sure are.
aren't they?
Some good ones, too.
Henry under center getting ready to take the snap. They'll try to dive forward here.
And I really think they're just trying to get room to punt, honestly.
Number 18, Henry Ledbetter, the ball carrier. Tackled by a host of Blue Devils.
Oh, big number 6 has to come off the field. His helmet came off. That's an advantage for the Tigers. He has been a wrecking crew tonight.
That is a big dude.
Only a sophomore. There've got to be some big-time programs looking at him. He's got the size and he's got the athleticism to match.
Mitchell Perrin takes his place on the field for the Blue Devils. 2:38 and the clock ticking. 15 seconds left on the play clock. 3rd down and 10 coming up. As you say, the Tigers try to get themselves in better position to punt this ball and get out of the danger zone. Henry Lederbetter takes the snap. He'll dive forward, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and they're going to have to boot it out of the end zone again.
That's right, and we'll see Bremen may take a timeout. They did. Bremen is going to save themselves a little bit of time because they should get great field position here as they'll try to extend their lead before they go to the locker room. Remember, Bremen will receive the opening kickoff of the second half.
We're going to take a lot of timeouts at halftime, so we're going to just keep it here through this one. One of the things we'll talk about at halftime is the slate of college football games coming up tomorrow. Of course, I know one of them that everybody's looking forward to and looks forward to every year is, of course, what are we allowed to call it now?
We're allowed to call it what we want to call it.
All right, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
That's
I'm
right.
sticking with it.
That's
it's
right.
tomorrow.
And
you're a Gator fan.
I am, so I don't have much to be optimistic about. Those programs are in two very different positions right now. Georgia certainly at the top of the mountain. But Gators are playing with house money. It's a rivalry game, nothing to lose. Maybe they'll go out and play well. I hope so.
Looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Saturday, got a full slate of games that are interesting. We'll run down those and talk about them when we get to halftime. But both teams making their way back out on the field, out of the timeout.
I think David Letterman is the
I was
band
literally
director.
thinking the same thing. He looks like David Letterman looks now. All right. Moore on to try to punt this ball out of the end zone here for the Darlington Tigers. You got Price who's standing at the 30-yard line, and they're going to run a play. Coming out of the end zone is going to be, it's going to be a safety as he is going to be dropped into the end zone. So it's 37-0 Bremen, and they're getting the ball back. Ooh, that's...
Yeah, and I don't know if Moore was going to try a rugby kick or if that was...
Let's get another look at that.
Let's see. Guess who makes the play? Alonzo Edmerson. And I think they were going to pass it. I think that was a fake. And the pass wasn't there, so Moore tried to run it, and there was nowhere to go. And it was not Edmerson that got the safety. Two other Blue Devils got there. I did not catch their numbers. But the safety will push this lead to 37-7. And now Darlington will have to kick it from their own 20. We'll see if they elect to put it on a tee. They can choose to either tee it up or punt it. I would imagine they'll let DeSalo swing it.
Man.
Yeah, another week where things went south in a hurry.
And again, it was a 14-7 ball game at the end of the first quarter, and now we're looking at a 37-7 score after the safety and Darlington giving the ball back with 2:11 left to go here in the second quarter of the ball game. So still a lot of time here for this Bremen offense, who have been very effective here in this game. So Moore gets ready to put the boot on the ball. He will punt it. Ball's going to drop in at about the 25. Will be fielded here by the Bremen Blue Devils, who are going to get it across to the 45-yard line. The ball carrier there, the return man, was Aiden Forrester with a nice return.
Yeah, Matt, and I think, Bremen has 2 timeouts left. There's 2:05 on the clock. And I think the Blue Devils will keep the gas on the pedal here and certainly try to go get another touchdown before the half.
So the Blue Devils at the line of scrimmage going to send a couple of wide receivers to the far side, one on the near. Going to have an up back here on the near side of the formation and a man in the backfield. Man motions to the near side. He'll drop back. Quarterback Brock looking to throw, puts the ball in the air, and that's going to be incomplete. He had an open man. It looked like Landon Hanna could reel that in, but couldn't quite handle the pass, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, and Noah Duggan and Sam 20, one of them might have gotten a mitt on that. I'm watching the replay now. Brock tried to drop that one in, and 20 went up. I don't think they got a hand on it, but they blocked his vision just enough for him to not be able to make the reception, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
So the Blue Devils come back to the line of scrimmage, going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side on 2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line. 2 back set here for the quarterback, Brock. One motions off to the near side. Brock drops back, throws a dart up the middle of the field. That's incomplete. out of the reach of the intended receiver, Faulkner, and that brings up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that one was in front of him. Kind of surprised that Bremen's trying to get it all in one play here. They've got the time and the timeouts to just run their offense, but they've taken shots on both plays so far in this series.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter of this football game. Bremen with a 30-point lead and the football. Going to be a couple of wide receivers to the near side, one in the slot. Going to be one in the slot on the opposite side as well. He's going to come to the near side. Here's the snap. Brock looking to throw. He'll put the ball in the air, and that's going to be out of the reach of the intended wide receiver, Aiden Forrester.
And he had him open. He just threw that ball 5 yards behind him. So Tigers get a much-needed 3 and out there. And we'll actually have some time on the clock to try to do something with it when they get it back. Jace Donaldson back deep to receive the punt.
Handling all the kicking duties tonight is Carter Allen, their sophomore kicker. He's a very talented player for sure. Jace Donaldson's going to stand around the 15-yard line at the middle of the field. Here comes the kick. It'll be a fairly short kick. Drops in, takes a Bremen bounce, and rolls down to about the 24, and that's where they're going to down it. That's where the Tigers will set up shop with 1:42 left in the half.
Yeah, and the Tigers do have one timeout left here. They've really kind of struggled to get things going on offense. Had the one explosive play to open the game, an 83-yard touchdown from Miles Twyman. On the next possession, Jace Donaldson popped a pitch play for about 14 yards. They were rolling along, and then some penalties occurred that set them back, and it has just been tough sledding for the Tigers offense ever since.
So here comes the Tigers offense. They're going to line up with a couple of wide receivers on the far side, one on the near. There's the snap to Ledbetter. He rolls out to his right, puts the ball in the air, connects on a pass, and that's a positive play of about 4 yards to Jace Donaldson.
Yeah, and Donaldson brought down from behind. But finally, Ledbetter able to connect on one of these passing attempts, and just a good tackle there from number 21, Adam Chapman of the Blue Devils.
Brings up 2nd and 7 after the pickup of 3 there for the Tigers on the play. There's the snap. Quarterback going to roll out, looking to throw again, puts the ball in the air, and that's going to be incomplete in dangerous territory on that throw.
Yeah, that one was high and behind Donaldson. As Ledbetter rolled out to his left. Just fired that one a little bit high.
So 3rd down situation for the Tigers with 1:08 left to go in the first half. Ball is at the 27-yard line. Tigers on their side of the field working from right to left. They will send a wide receiver to the near side. One in the slot as well on this near side. Ledbetter ready to take the snap on 3rd and 7. He's rolling out, looking to throw the ball, and that's going to be thrown into the turf, incomplete, and the Tigers will have to punt again.
A quick 3 and out, and that stops the clock. 1:02. Remember, Bremen still has 2 timeouts. So the Blue Devils will try to set up the return here, I would imagine, and take some shots.
So with 1:02 left to go here in the first half, Bremen 37, Darlington 7. 3 and out from the Tigers, and Moore on to punt the ball. You're going to have a man back here. That's going to be Aiden Price, as we've seen tonight. He'll be standing about midfield. On a beautiful night for a high school football game. We're in the 60s tonight. Uh-oh, that goes over Moore's head, and falling on the ball is going to be Moore. But that's going to give a short field yet again here to this Bremen team inside the 10.
And, with 2 timeouts, the playbook wide open. They can run the ball. Don't have to press and throw downfield. See if they can extend this lead and break the 40-point marker before the half. I'll tell you what, Matt, this one got away quick.
So Bremen coming back to the line of scrimmage. They'll have Eli Brock in at quarterback, going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side. Man in the backfield flanked to his left. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off, get it to McPherson. He cuts out towards the left side, shakes off a tackle, stays up, and gets down to around the 5. So that'll be a pickup of 4 or 5 yards for McPherson.
Right now, Bremen will let that clock run. Remember, they have 2 timeouts, so they'll probably save that, run this play, and if they don't get in, they'll use those timeouts.
Brock getting ready to take the snap. There it is, going to hand it off, and the defense is all over it. What a great hit there by Ade DeSalu.
Ade DeSalu. And Matt, I know he's played some scout team, but I think this is his first opportunity to play in. He's really played well tonight.
So we're going to see a timeout. We're going to take this one with them. 29.1 left on the clock in the first half. Bremen 37, Darlington 7. We're back in 30.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
All right, we welcome you back here to Bremen High School, home of the Blue Devils, and right now the Blue Devils are up 37-7 and threaten to make the deficit bigger. 29.1 seconds on the clock. This is 3rd and 8. Brock getting ready to take the snap. He's got the ball, looking to throw towards the end zone, puts the ball in the air, and it's going to be batted down. I think Trenton Moore got a hand on it, thought it might be intercepted there for a second.
Yeah, Trenton Moore makes a great play there. Bremen had another timeout, but they elected to roll Brock out and fire. He has not been very accurate with his passes. The screen game has really been where their passing game has been successful. The downfield passing game has been a bit of a struggle for Bremen. I mean, I say that. They're doing all right for themselves tonight as their running backs have been making plays and their receivers in the short passing game. But
25-yard field goal attempt coming up here for Allen. He'll take a swing at it and see if they can tack on 3 more and make it a 40-7 game with 22.9 seconds left in the second quarter. Here comes the kick, and that one's going to be right through, and it does move to 40-7.
Yep. So points nonetheless. A great stand there from Darlington's defense. Bremen had 2 possessions here in the last 3 minutes of the half, and Darlington was able to get 3 and outs on both of them and limit the damage there, holding them to a field goal. That drive started inside the Darlington 10-yard line after the snap was high and Trenton Moore couldn't handle it and had to just fall on it.
So 19.6 seconds left on the clock here in the second quarter, and Bremen will get ready to kick the ball back to the Darlington Tigers. And they'll just get ready to go in the locker room here in a couple of seconds and try to regroup for the second half. It's been a tough couple of weeks, no question about that.
Absolutely. Not the way you want things to end up, but a lot of adversity that this Tigers team has had to face here in these last few weeks.
Well, there is one thing that you can guarantee is that this team is not going to quit. They're going to come out and regroup and try to play with a lot of energy and enthusiasm here in the second half and see what they can do. Here comes the kick from Allen. He'll kick off from the 40, and that one is going to be fielded right around the goal line by Jace Donaldson, trying to provide a spark here. Cuts up towards the far side, stays up, and continues to keep the legs turning even after he goes out of bounds at about the 25 or 26-yard line.
And we'll see if the Tigers try to take a shot or if they just run this clock out and head to the locker room.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling they're going to take it to the locker room here.
Yeah. May run a dive and just see if it pops, you know, but.
All right, Tigers ready to go at the line of scrimmage. Ledbetter's going to roll it under center. Everybody's going to be in tight here for this first down, which is going to start at the 27-yard line. Ledbetter takes the snap, rolls out, looking to throw, puts some air under the ball, gets an open man, but led him a little bit too far. Jace Donaldson was breaking open, and that'll be incomplete, so they did take a shot.
And it wasn't far off.
No, it wasn't.
No.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, roll the dice, let it fly.
All right, so it's 2nd down and 10 with 5.3 seconds left to go here in the half. And Ledbetter gets ready to roll up under center. And it looks like they're going to take a knee and take it to the locker room, and that's exactly what they do. So that is going to be the official end of the first half of the ball game. Darlington Tigers trail here on the road 40-7 to the Bremen Blue Devils after a tough first half. We're going to send it back to the studio for 3 minutes. We'll come back with our halftime show here on WLAQ and on the live stream. We're glad you're with us. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
We welcome you back for the halftime show. Right now we're being treated to a performance here from the Bremen High School Marching Band, and they're all decked out in their Halloween costumes, carrying on the celebration throughout the weekend. And which one is your favorite costume out there, Ian, that you can see so far?
We got Raphael on the dance team there, and they're playing Thriller. I mean, come on. You got to love the festive nature of this performance. There's some good ones out there, man. I think I see Mermaid Man from SpongeBob. Patrick Starr's out there as well. There's a banana playing a saxophone. I'm in all the way.
I'm just waiting for you to notice that we've got a Christmas Buc-ee's outfit that's out there as well.
Well, I mean,
right in the middle of the field.
Well, of course we do.
Yeah.
And I think you need that, Matt.
I
think
have
that's what
one,
you should wear.
believe it or not.
Okay.
There's one that exists in the Davis family.
Yeah.
Hasn't been brought out in a while, though.
I like it, man. I think I see Stitch. A lot of great characters out there.
Well, we're at halftime, and right now we wish we had a happier story for you in this one, but the Tigers trail 40-7. It was a 14-7 ball game at the end of the first quarter, and then things kind of got a little bit sideways here in this one. And again, they trail 40-7 as we got about 16 minutes left of our halftime. And the game started off on a high note. The Darlington Tigers won the toss, elected to receive the opening kickoff. Started off at the 17-yard line on the first play from scrimmage, an 83-yard run there from Miles Twyman to pay dirt. The Tigers strike first, score the first points 20 seconds into the ball game, and then the Bremen Blue Devils would answer. Both teams would punt, and then that's when things started to change, Ian.
Yeah, it went south quick after the block punt, scoop, and score. 40 unanswered points, and it happened in a variety of ways. Bremen drove the field. They were able to get a short field on a couple of turnovers. They made plays in special teams. Hitting the screen passing game has been unbelievably successful for the Blue Devils. And really, we've got to talk about one guy when you talk about the defensive effort that we've seen tonight. It's Alonzo Edmerson. He has just been disrupting this option offense. He's getting in the backfield so fast that they can't even get anything going. So a great effort from Bremen. You really just have to tip your cap to the Blue Devils. They've played great football.
You really do. So the Bremen Blue Devils again on top here at halftime, 40-7. We're going to go ahead and take another break here at halftime. When we come back, we're going to run down some scores from other games. Also talk some college football here in just a little bit. And also, I should mention, because we were talking about how Georgia Tech is not playing football this weekend. Their basketball season tips off next week.
Nice.
And on WLAQ, we carry their men's basketball as well as football. So we're going to have some college basketball on the airways of WLAQ starting next week. Hard to believe it's already that time of year.
Yeah, we get to make the transition into round ball. I'm different with that every year. Sometimes I'm just right out of the gate, I'm on it. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to find my way there. But excited about some round ball.
In recent years, I'm ready to go right out of the gate. As a matter of fact, I'm a season ticket holder for Georgia Tech basketball, so I like to go down there. I'm a Jacksonville State alum. I like their basketball program, so I try to go to some games there. And obviously on WLAQ, we cover a lot of high school athletics, so we cover some high school ball. So we'll be dialed into that coming up in just a few weeks.
Yeah,
so excited about that.
It's going to be great.
Well, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about some other area games here at Bremen, though. Bremen on top, 40-7 over Darlington. We're back in 3 minutes.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
We're going to start with the Rome Wolves, who are on the road playing Kennesaw Mountain. They've got things in control. The region's already wrapped up, but you love to finish region play with a perfect record, and the Rome Wolves.
Water is the building block of life.
Kennesaw Mountain at the half. Here's one that might surprise some, but if you've been following this Coosa Eagles team, what you're hearing is they're close to putting the pieces together. They've had trouble finishing drives, and they're playing a really good Chattooga team at Chattooga with Mr. Everything, Zayden Cook at running back. Well, Chattooga was up 20-7 last time I looked. The Eagles have punched back, and it's 20-14 at the halftime. And then Pepperell was tied with Hurd, but Hurd has separated themselves in the second quarter. They're leading 21-7. This one's a little surprising to me. Rockmart's offense had really been getting the engine rolling. Just had some explosive games the last few weeks. They're up, but it's only 7-0 at halftime at North Murray. Another surprising one here. We watched this Temple team last week. They played Darlington, had a dominant performance. Now a lot of things went their way in that game. They're on the road at Model, and our intern, Grayson Atkins, who's celebrating senior night there with his Model Blue Devils, he's having a good night, and I'm going to expand on that in a minute. But Model hanging tough, 22-22 at halftime in Shannon. Calhoun, no surprise, up 28-3 at the half over the Lafayette Ramblers. Don't have a score on the Armurchie Christian Heritage game. And then Tryon was up 10-7, but Bowden has scored 2 unanswered touchdowns to take a 21-10 lead into the locker room. And then, to expand on Mr. Atkins having a good night, the Heritage Generals are hosting the Adairsville Tigers. Matt and I both picked the Adairsville Tigers. Grayson said Heritage is going to get the win. They're up 14-0 in the second quarter right now. Now, things can change in a hurry.
Another half of that one.
Yes, yeah. We'll keep a close eye on that one. But if he wins that, you guys are
We're going to be
dead
heat.
heat.
Yeah.
Wow.
We do a pick show on Thursdays, just to give you a little reference point if you've not watched that before, on our YouTube channel for WLAQ, also our Facebook live feed, and we air it on Friday nights ahead of the broadcast of Darlington football. And we pick some games. We've been doing this for a number of years. Panels changed over the years. I don't know who started that show. I'd assume my dad did. I don't know how long ago, but I'd say it's been on the air for probably 30 years.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun doing it, and Grayson's been a new character to add to the cast. A good young man, and he's fighting you for the win. I'm out of it, just to be honest. I've been out of it since about the midway point of the season.
Well, you got down a little bit, and then you realized you had to take some chances here and there, and they pretty much all backfired.
Every one
you.
of them.
And now but it's kind of like, like Ricky Bobby said, or his dad or whatever, if you're not first, you're last.
Well, exactly.
Might as well go for it.
Got to take some swings. So I have, but we'll keep an eye on that Heritage Adairsville game and all the other games and try to keep you up to date as this ball game continues. But after we're done with this broadcast, it's back to the studio with the Butler boys. Lynn and Austin, they're going to be hosting the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show, and they need you, the fans, to call in and tell them about how it all went down at all these games. So we hope all of our area fans will give them a buzz and give them the breakdown on what happened in the area games.
And, we'll get a phone call from Clay, probably from the Pepperell radio broadcast. He'll call and give a report on that one. Always good to get his insight. Vic Hickson's been calling in on behalf of the Tigers most nights this season. Always enjoy his calls, and a lot of fun. And then, just a cast of different people that like to call in. But the more the merrier. So as Ian said, you ought to give them a call at 706-232-7767 and contribute to the show. With that said, we'll take another break. It's halftime. Darlington Tigers trail 40-7. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot rolled and cold finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Back in Bremen, Georgia, home of the Blue Devils, Bremen High School. Matt Davis and Ian Griffin with you tonight. Glad to have you along with us. A couple of programming notes as we get ready to wrap up our halftime show. Georgia Tech has a bye week this week, and of course we carry Georgia Tech football on WLAQ. So they'll get back into action on Saturday, November the 9th. Next Saturday is host to number 5 Miami. Last time I checked earlier today, the time for that game has not been determined. So we'll pass that along to you when we find out. Georgia Tech opens their men's basketball season versus West Georgia on Wednesday at 7:30. Airtime for the first broadcast of college basketball on WLAQ next week is going to be at 7 o'clock from the Georgia Tech radio network. So we're looking forward to that. And a little update on what's left of the season. The Darlington Tigers guaranteed a playoff spot at the end of tonight. After completion of the regular season tonight, there's going to be an off week before the start of the playoffs. Originally, the GHSA was going to have a break during Thanksgiving weekend for teams that were still in it at that point. But because of the disruptive nature of the weather situations you had with the hurricanes and caused some teams to have an additional week needed to complete their regular season, they decided to shift that up at the end of the regular season, between the regular season and the start of the playoffs, so those teams could get their seasons in. And so the Tigers will have a bye week coming up next week before they embark on their playoff journey that starts the following week. So all of our coverage is going to be on hold coming up next week in terms of high school football. We will not have a Coach Grove show next week. We will have a pick show. There's no game to pick in terms of the area games, and therefore we won't have a scoreboard show. So it's going to be essentially hitting the pause button and then getting right back at it the week after that to start the playoffs. So an unusual circumstance, but we thought we'd pass that along again just to remind everybody what that looks like if you'd like to follow the coverage.
Yeah, we'll take a deep breath and be back with you a week later.
That's exactly right, man.
Yeah. Are you excited about tomorrow's slate of college football games? You don't have to wait for the big one. Noon. It's Ohio State at Penn State. The whiteout at Happy Valley. Can James Franklin finally get over the hump and get the big win that these Nittany Lion fans are dying for? Or will it be Will Howard, a kid who grew up in Pennsylvania wanting to go to Penn State, but he didn't get an offer? He's returning home as the quarterback of the Buckeyes, very motivated to play well. I think that's a great matchup. Very excited. Drew Aller may or may not play at quarterback for Penn State. But I think that's going to be a really, really fun ball game, and you get to wake up, watch game day, and dive right into a top 5 matchup.
Oh, absolutely, and a bunch of games tomorrow. Certainly interested in Vanderbilt at Auburn is one that's got some intrigue to it because of the upsets that Vanderbilt's been able to pull this season. You talked about this on one of our shows this week, but Texas A&M playing at South Carolina. Carolina.
Good old
South
Carolina. I love the Carolinas.
South Kakalaki.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, Texas A&M is up at South Carolina. That one could be a good one. Oregon at Michigan doesn't quite have the luster that it would have had maybe going into the season, but you never know, playing at the big house. So definitely some intriguing games coming up this weekend.
Yep, cocktail parties at 3:30. So, yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on all of them. And then roll along into the NFL on Sunday. Looking forward to that. I'm going to head down to Atlanta and watch the Falcons play the Cowboys, which means they'll probably play awful and lose. But that's just, we'll see if I can break that trend.
Well, man, we've got the mandatory warm-up period coming up, and we do want to let you know that we're going to have some Youth League football games coming up on WLAQ on Monday. Really looking forward to that. We'll try to give you some more details on that a little bit later on in the broadcast. I need to pull that information up, but that's going to be over at the Boys and Girls Club, so if you can't make it to those games, we'll have the call for you on the radio. So looking forward to calling 2 games, the Pee-wees and the Mites, and their championships at the end of the season coming up on Monday.
Yeah. Go watch these youngsters get after it, man.
It's fun. It's very, very a lot of fun. We've done that the last couple of years, so we're excited about getting back out there and doing it again. Well, let's go ahead and take one more 2-minute break. A 2-minute break down the line. Mandatory warm-up period's going on right now at Bremen High School. So we're less than 3 minutes away from the start of the second half. We're back in 2 minutes.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-00.
All right, we're just about to get back underway here in this football game. Bremen up 40-7 as we get ready for the start of the third quarter from Bremen High School in Bremen, Georgia. And we are so glad that you have been along with us for the broadcast on WLAQ once again this year, and also the live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media and presented on the Darlington School YouTube channel as well as their various social medias. We will go ahead and recognize the crew that's involved in the broadcast tonight as we get ready to rock and roll here with the second half of this football game, but Thomas Patterson and Noah Travis are on press box cameras tonight. Replays Nathan Patterson. Director is Mike Garrett. Commentary courtesy of WLAQ. I'm Matt Davis alongside Ian Griffin. And I think that's everybody. And Lynn Butler back at the studio tonight at the radio station running the controls and getting ready for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show, the last of the regular season, to come up directly after this football game with his son Austin. So that should be a tremendous amount of fun. And if you didn't earlier, write down the phone number 706-232-7767 if you'd like to call in that show and contribute. Talk some football on the radio. Maybe send a couple of shout outs. You never know. It could get wild and wacky. It's always fun. So just about ready to go here for the start of the second half. The Darlington Tigers won the toss at the beginning of the game. Just before the beginning of the game, they elected to receive, and so therefore they will kick off to start the second half to the Bremen Blue Devils, who have had a really productive night here tonight, scoring 40 points, as we referenced there in the first half. But DeSalu is ready to kick it away for the Tigers as we get ready for the first possession of the second half of the football game. There's the kick, going to be brought out from around the 7-yard line. McPherson's got it. He cuts up towards the near side. That's not McPherson. That's number 23, Aiden Forrester. A flag came in there late, and he got it out to the 24. Let's see what the flag's about, Ian.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Now we're about to get the call from the white hat in just a couple of moments. It's going to be a block in the back.
Well, that'll back Bremen up.
So Bremen's heading in a backward direction after they march off the penalty yards after the block in the back on the kick return. So that drops them back to the 14-yard line. That's where they're going to start. So not good field position here for Bremen as they get ready to line up here for their first possession of the second half. Eli Brock at quarterback in the gun. He's going to have 3 wide receivers to the far side. Turns, is going to hand it off. Gets it to Landon Hanna, who stays up and carries the pile across about 4 yards.
Just a dive play there as Brock gave that off to Hanna. He went off tackle. Jaron Payne was there to shut that down.
So the Devils go back to line of scrimmage here with a 2nd and 7. Here's we've just started our second half of play here from Bremen High School. One of the few trips we've taken down 27 this season.
Yeah, been a couple, haven't there?
Yeah. So the Devils back to line of scrimmage, going to send a couple of wide receivers to the far side. Also going to have one in the slot on that far side as well. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to turn, hand it off. They try to go up the middle with this play. Not much there. Maybe got a yard out of the play. And I was trying to, oh, it was Landon Hannon again, the ball carrier.
Gotten both carries here. So Sam Twinney got in there for the tackle. Darlington firing off the ball here early, not letting anything get going for this Blue Devil attack.
This brings up 3rd down and 7. Ball is going to be at the 17-yard line as the Blue Devils get lined up with trips to the near side. So 3 wide receivers here on the near side working from left to right on just a beautiful night for a football game. Nice cool fall temperatures, but not cold at all. Brock set to take the snap. He's got it. Drops back. He's going to throw a pass here to the near side. Connects with a receiver. That's going to be Rhett Pearson. He stays up and gets across the 20. It's going to be short of the first down, I believe, though.
Yeah, great defense there. So they went with a little screen, wide receiver screen. And Rhett Pearson tried to cut it upfield, but he was met by a host of Tigers. Bodie Powers, Jace Donaldson, and Trenton Moore, just to name a few.
So the Tigers force a 3 and out here on the opening possession of the second half.
And they're lining up to go for it.
Oh, they are. So this is 4th and 2. They will go for it as we get, well,
oh my goodness. Yeah.
They get the Tigers to jump.
Yep. And maybe that's all they were trying to do.
I think it was.
Yeah.
So instead of a 3 and out, the Tigers jump, go off sides, and that is going to be a first down here for Bremen.
Wayne Groves called timeout. Yep.
All right, let's take it with them. 9:12 left here in the third quarter of the football game. 47 Bremen on top. We're back after a 30-second break.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
The ball.
Yeah, I think Darlington called a timeout before that penalty.
Gotcha. So the timeout was before the penalty. Here comes the punt, and that one's going to drop in. Fair catch is already signaled there by Jace Donaldson. Wraps it up and goes to the turf.
Yeah,
did a good job of hanging on to that one. It looked like he was going to lose it for a second there.
Yeah, it did. It was a really, really good punt. I'll tell you what, Carter Allen, talented kid. He's only a sophomore, so he's got time to get stronger. I bet there'll be some D1 offers flying his way.
So the Tigers will come back to the line of scrimmage after forcing a 3 and out after all, and they will have the ball at the 33-yard line on their side of the field as they get ready for their first drive here of the second half of the football game. Going to have everybody in tight with 8:30 left to go in the third quarter. Ledbetter's going to run the football, stays up, Powell drives forward and gets about 3 or 4 yards, so a hard run there by Henry.
Good effort there, and we'll make one note here. We do have a running clock here in the second half, so this one will melt away pretty quick.
.805 remaining on the clock. Henry Ledbetter rolls up at her center, going to have a wide receiver to the far side. That's going to be Moore. Here's the snap to Ledbetter. There's the pitch. He's going to get it to Bodie Powers, and he stays up, shakes off a couple of guys, and gets close to midfield. So a good play there by Bodie Powers.
Yeah, nice pitch there to Powers, who was able to cut it upfield. He wanted more. He pounded the turf after he got it from the tackle. Had a chance to maybe make that guy miss and get to the end zone. But that was Bodie's first explosive play of the game.
1st and 10. There's the snap. Going to fake the handoff. There's the pitch. Go to the near side this time. Gets it to Jace Donaldson. He shakes free. He's across the 30. Inside the 20. 10-5. Gone. Jace Donaldson for 52 yards. Scoots into the end zone, and the Tigers strike on a big play from Jace. Wow, what a run.
Nice pitch there as Henry gets the opportunity to actually put his foot in the ground and make a pitch. Gets it out to Jace. And as we've seen so many times this season, you give that guy an inch, he'll take a mile. Jace Donaldson off to the races. And the Tigers have scored on both their first possessions of each half.
DeSalu on for the extra point attempt that would make it a 40-14 game. And so we get ready for that here in just a couple of moments. Here comes the snap. Hold looks good. Kick on the way. A strong kick, and that one's right through. So it moves to 40-14.
Yeah, powered that one through.
Yeah, no quit in this Tigers group, and they come up with a good drive there on a couple of big plays. You had the first down play from Bodie Powers, and then right up after that, a 52-yard play by Jace Donaldson to get into the end zone and get the second score of the game for the Tigers.
And one of the things we saw in the first half is Ledbetter wasn't even really getting the opportunity to step out and make the pitch. They were getting to him so quick that he couldn't get outside to make it. But early in this half, they've been able to execute in the option game and had 2 explosive plays there. The second, as explosive as they get, a 53-yard run to pay dirt.
All right, so the Tigers get ready to kick it off from the 40 as DeSalu gets ready for his trot to the ball. Going to have a few men back here for this Bremen football team. And there comes the kick. That one's going to be end over end. Will drop in, be fielded from the 10-yard line. And, boy, this young man gets a head full of steam as he goes forward. He is quick, gets out across the 30. That was number 21, Adam Chapman, with a good return.
Yeah, he even bobbled that when he first caught it, and he still got the motor running in a hurry.
So Bremen will start at their own 31 with 6:50 and the clock ticking here in the third quarter and a 40-14 lead. Tigers just scored on a 52-yard play by Jace Donaldson. And now Bremen will roll back to the line of scrimmage as more barbecue smoke.
Oh, I know you're loving
its
it.
way into the
Matt's
press
hungry,
box.
guys. We don't eat until after these games, so.
2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near as Brock gets ready to take the snap for Bremen, working from left to right on the radio dial. It smells good. I can't lie. There's the snap. They're going to hit it. Oh, what a hit from Sam 20.
Yeah.
My goodness.
You want to see a video of a form tackle? There it was. Sam 20 fires in from his linebacker spot and lays the hit on Hannah. Drives him to the turf for a loss.
So that's going to bring up second down 12 from the 29-yard line as we get ready for the Blue Devils to come back to the line of scrimmage. This package, they're going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. 1 on the near side is going to be Rhett Pearson. And at quarterback is Eli Brock, the sophomore, getting ready to take the snap. Of course, we've seen a couple of guys take Wildcat snaps throughout the game. Hadn't seen one in a while, though. Brock takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff, puts the ball in the air on a screen pass, connects with his man who dives forward at the end of the play. That's number 28, Thomas Mann, in a positive play.
And is that Scholl wearing 72? I don't know. Scholl was supposed to play and Stephen Moore wasn't. And that's they called Stephen Moore, but I thought Stephen Moore was out.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And that kind of looks like Scholl's build. So we apologize at home. We didn't get that roster notification if he did change numbers. But to our knowledge, Stephen Moore was not supposed to play tonight, and Scholl was.
Brings up 3rd down and 7 here for this Bremen football team with 4:35 left to go in the third quarter. Going to send 2 wide to the near side, couple on the far side. Dropping back is the quarterback, Brock. Flag on the field, connects with his receiver. He spins around, shakes a tackle, and finally the Tigers are able to haul him out of bounds at about the 43. But we do have the flag.
We do, and I don't know if it's on Darlington or if it's on Bremen. We're about to find out. He's talking to the Bremen coaches. Let's see, what's the call? False start on Bremen. So that will negate the first down, back them up, and put them in a 3rd and very long.
So the ball is going to be at the 29-yard line as they resume, get ready for 3rd down now, and looks to be 12 yards to the line of the game, which is out at the 41-yard line here for Bremen, if they want to try to extend this drive with 4:10 and the clock ticking here in this third quarter. So they're going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side, have a couple here on the short side of the field, the near side. Brock takes the snap. He drops back looking to throw. He'll put the ball in the air, get some air under it. Wide open receiver, and only one man perhaps could get to him, but he won't. Faulkner's going to scoot into the end zone, and that's going to be 71 yards to pay dirt on the play. And they score with 3:47 left to go. He was wide open.
Yeah, he was. And Brock did a really good job. Ade DeSalu came around, a good block from Hannah there to pick up DeSalu, who came free. And Brock climbed the ladder there in the pocket, stepped up, and fired a dart to Justin Faulkner, who walked into the end zone from there. He was a good 5 yards behind the defense.
So here comes the extra point attempt. We got a different kicker into the game now here to try to tack this one on. It's going to be number 40, Mason Lewis. Here is the kick, and that one's going to be through as well. And the score moves to 47-14.
So Bremen answers Darlington's opening scoring drive just like they did in the first quarter. And takes back the 7 points that they lost there at the start of the third quarter, which is melting away rather quickly. We are working with a running clock here in the second half.
Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ for the conclusion of the regular season of Darlington football here on the radio and also the live stream. However, we'll have playoff football coming up, not next weekend, but the following week. Who will the opponent be? Your guess is as good as anybody's because obviously this year you've gone back to a power rating system. And once you get into the playoffs, the private schools are split off from Class A to 3A into one bracket. And I've been watching projections and things of that nature, but I don't share them a whole lot because so much can change from week to week that I don't know if it's worth talking about that much.
Right, and you know, while none of our area teams play next week, those games will have an effect on the power rankings.
That's true. That'll be end over end, and it'll be brought out. Miles Twyman's going to field this one, and he cuts up towards the far side, stays up, spins around, helmets come off, and he's down at about the 28-yard line, but a lot of physical activity there right around the end of the play.
Yeah, it was a Bremen helmet that came rolling off. I'm trying to see where that happened. Well, it was behind the play, but nonetheless, the Tigers will take over for their second possession. They'll start this one at their own 29.
Scored on their first possession of the second half on a big play there by Jace Donaldson. Scooted 52 yards into the end zone and did it in a hurry. 3:23 left to go in the third quarter as the Tigers come back to line of scrimmage here with the clock running. Under center is Henry Ledbetter taking the snap. He is going to drop back, looking to throw, puts the ball in the air. That's going to be short of Jace Donaldson, who was wide open.
Wide open. I mean, he was 10 yards behind the defense. He could have done the Thriller dance into the end zone.
So the Tigers go back to the drawing board after the incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Ball at the 29-yard line. You're right. That clock does some funky things.
It really does. You'll look over and you think it's stopped, and then 4 seconds will just evaporate.
So Ledbetter takes the snap. He turns. There's the pitch. Is going to get it to Bodie Powers, who scoots down the sidelines, breaks free, stays up, hauled out of bounds at about the 45-yard line on Bremen's side of the field. So a very positive play there for Bodie, and the Darlington Tigers move the chains.
Yeah, gets out there on the pitch, and Bodie's had a nose for getting those explosive plays, and he gets one there. Almost took that one to the house.
Indeed he did. He gets it down to the 46-yard line. Tigers are going to line up with everybody in tight in their base formation as you get ready to take the snap. Ledbetter's got it, dropping back, looking to throw, puts a good ball in the air. A little bit too strong, though, to Jace Donaldson, and is thrown out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, they went back to the well on that one. That time the coverage was a little bit better, and Ledbetter had to go for a little back shoulder look, and it was just a little high.
So the Tigers will get ready for second down, trying to string together a few positive plays and see if they can get back into the end zone and make this thing a little bit more interesting.
At this time of throw, Bremen High School 2024 GHSA state champion. Please make your way to the south gate.
All right, Ledbetter under center, ready to take the snap. He's got it. Fakes the handoff. The pitch to Donaldson ends up on the turf. He fields it, though, and then cuts back the other way, and he's going to be brought down for a big loss at the 35-yard line. So that play went backwards in a hurry.
Yes, it did. Donaldson tried to reverse his field, and he almost pulled it off. But Gavin Dale made a great tackle, and that's a huge loss.
About 20 yards.
Yeah.
I think he lost about 19. 48 seconds and the clock ticking.
Gotta love the effort there from Donaldson, though.
You do. Almost down to the final quarter of this one.
Yes, we are.
Trenton Moore is going to be split wide to the far side. Nate Konchesky here to the near side. Ledbetter under center here on 3rd and 28. There's the snap, and he is going to run the football and will be brought down after a good pickup across midfield, but still a long way to go here for the first down.
And that carry.
Climbing the ball carrier.
Yeah, that carry.
Kind of lost that one for a second.
Yeah. It was just a dive play there. Twyman almost busted it. That run right there, I know for a fact, puts Twyman over 100 yards. Just that one, along with his 83-yarder, did the job.
And we'll wait till the next quarter for the next play. Bremen 47, Darlington 14. We're back for the final quarter after a 1-minute timeout.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
All right, time for the start of the fourth quarter. Darlington trails 47-14. Under center is Henry Ledbetter on 4th and 12. They will go for it. There's the pitch play to Jace Donaldson. Scoots across a couple of tackles, stays up. He's going to be brought down short, and that'll be a turnover on downs to start the final quarter, and Bremen will take over with good field position.
Yeah, you got to roll the dice there, and they certainly did. Donaldson almost got it. Wasn't able to get to the line to gain, though. And Bremen will take over here with 11:32 on the clock, leading 47-14.
So Bremen's going to have the ball at the 42-yard line when they line up here for this next drive. Weather-wise, it's been a perfect night for a football game. Nice cool fall temperatures. It's been unusually warm here lately.
Yeah, you know, it seems like every year you get a little pop of cold weather and you're like, oh, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets hot again. It was hot trick-or-treating last night, I can tell you that.
Shotgun formation for Bremen. They'll take the snap. Different quarterback into the game now for them. We'll mention that in just a couple of moments. Gang tackling there from the Tigers, though. That was a great pursuit on defense.
Yeah, Ade DeSalu and Noah Duggan. And I tell you what, Ade has really come in and made the most of his opportunity, just flying to the ball. I think when Coach Groves reviews the tape, he'll be proud of Ade's effort.
Freshman quarterback Jack Pruitt into the game now here for Bremen, taking snaps here in the final quarter of the football game, getting him some reps, and he's a pretty good-sized kid. He doesn't look like a freshman when he lines up. But he gets ready to take the snap from the gun. Going to send two wide receivers to the far side, up back here on the near side. They're going to hand it off and run it out to the right side, and the defense is there. Noah Duggan with a big stop.
Flying in from his Mike linebacker position. Noah Duggan has had a nose for the ball. He led this Tiger team in tackles last season. I'm pretty sure he's near the top again. I know Sam 20 might be giving him a run for his money, but number 23 is always around the ball.
And 23 stops 23 that time. The ball carrier was Aiden Forrester, number 23 for Bremen. Now the freshman quarterback brings the play call in from the sidelines. Jack Pruitt will line his team up. Let's see what they do for this package. They're going to send those two wide receivers to the near side. Going to have an up back here on the near side, and flank to the left of the quarterback as a running back. Quarterback drops back, looking to throw, and that's going to sail out of bounds, incomplete. That one got away from him.
Yeah, it did. So the Tigers get off the field, get their offense the ball back here as time winds down on this ball game. We're almost under 9 minutes.
So the Tigers going to send one man back. It's going to be Miles Twyman this time. And we get ready for the kick here from Carter Allen. So he gets ready to punt it away here for this Bremen football team. As the band continues to entertain here from over in the end zone.
Yeah, home crowd's having fun tonight.
So we still wait on the snap here to Carter Allen. And what do we have here?
Delay a game, I think.
Delay a game.
Yeah.
Yep. This is going to go against Bremen. So they'll back it up 5 yards before they punt this ball away to the Darlington Tigers. They're going to send Twyman back and also Jace Donaldson. He's on the far hash. Twyman's on the near hash. And now we'll get ready for Allen to kick the ball. All right, there's the snap. Here comes the kick from Allen. Ball is in the air, got a good boot on it. This one's going to drop in and bounce around quite a bit and will roll dead at about the 30-yard line, downed there by Bremen.
And that is where Darlington will take over for their next possession. Offense has looked a lot cleaner in the second half for the Tigers.
Tigers are going to start at their own 29-yard line as the final quarter of the regular season continues to wind down. Tigers are going to line up with everybody in tight in their base formation. Henry Ledbetter taking the snaps, gets ready to take this one. He's got the ball. He's going to turn, hands it off. They come back the other way. Flag on the field, though. Streaking down the field is Bodie Powers. He's going to go likely untouched into the end zone. He does, but this one's coming back, though.
I think so.
It was 71 yards into the end zone on the run. But again, a flag was on the field as he was going down the field. That's a chop block. It'd be a 15-yard penalty instead of a touchdown.
Man, Coach Groves just threw his hands up in the air. He doesn't agree, and that one has haunted the Tigers all year, and that's part of the blocking scheme. You know, I'll have to dive into the nature of the call. See if I can see it on the replay. But, I mean, we've had maybe 1-2 games where that hasn't gotten called on Darlington.
So a 15-yard penalty that's going to drop the Tigers back to the 16-yard line as they get ready to take the next snap here. First down. Again, ball on the 16.
Yeah, set of a touchdown.
A mile to go.
Yeah.
So first down and 22 for the Tigers. Ledbetter under center, getting ready to take the snap. He's got the ball. He's going to hand it now. Gets it in the hands of Jace Donaldson, who's going to be brought down. Maybe got a yard on the play.
Yeah, he did get the pitch off. Matt, did you watch any scary movies last night?
You know, I didn't, man. I was about to make, I probably shouldn't make this comment. I watched the news. That's scary enough.
Yeah, safely played without tipping your hat in any way, man. Yeah, I think anybody could agree with that.
So we get ready for second down and a mile here for the Tigers. Henry Ledbetter ready to take the snap with 3 wide receivers to the near side. He's favoring that side, puts the ball in the air. Oh, it's in the hands of Jace Donaldson. Couldn't hang on. That's going to be incomplete.
Yeah. That one was right out there. Jace was able to get his hands on it, but couldn't handle the hot potato there.
What's the name of that song right there? Jacksonville State's band plays that at their basketball games, and I can never figure out what it is. I know somebody knows.
I don't know. I tell you what, the Bremen band knows it.
Yeah, they do. A couple of wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side here on third and a mile. Dropping back is Henry Ledbetter, looking down to throw. Throws it right into the hands of Bodie Powers, who gets hit hard and is down on the turf. Got a good chunk of yards, but that's going to bring up fourth down. He got his bell rung.
Yeah, he did. He did. Did a phenomenal job to hold on to that one because he got belted. Officials are taking a timeout. I guess they're just making sure that.
Injury timeout here. Going to check on him, make sure he's okay. we'll keep it right here. 5:25 left to go here in this ball game. Darlington trails 47-14.
I feel like I should save the score updates for the post game. You know, we got the boys back at the studio ready to roll, but there's some interesting ones. You know, Model's still hanging in there with Temple. They're trailing by 7. Gordon Central over Dade County in Trenton.
What's the score of that one?
14-13. Gordon Central has got them at the half. Long way to go.
All right. Looks like we're ready to resume here. 5:20 in the clock, continuing to tick. Ball at the 23-yard line. As we get ready for the Tigers to punt the ball away here.
Got a different punter.
Yes, we do.
Is that Will? I think that's Will Scholl. I really do. Just based on
wearing the number that normally Moore wears, but we were told he was not available. That's going to be blocked, and it will go out of bounds. So another special teams difficulty there for the Tigers.
And Bremen has been bringing the heat on those punts all night. They already blocked one. Now they've blocked another.
And they're going to have a short field here with 4:32 and the clock ticking left in this fourth quarter, and Artie with a 47-14 lead. They're going to get the ball at the 4-yard line in Darlington territory after the block punt. So the offense will roll back out on the field here for this Blue Devils football team. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side. In at quarterback is, who we got out there right now? Looks like we may see somebody else take a snap.
Yeah, is that number 9?
Jet Patterson is going to take a snap, it looks like. So this is what I don't know how many guys are taking a snap, probably 5, but I guess this is the 3rd quarterback that we've seen in the game.
Yeah.
Patterson ready to take the snap. He's got it. It's going to run the football towards the goal line. Keeps those legs turning. Did he get in? He got awful close.
He did. I think he's just shy, though.
I think you're right. I think he's going to be stopped right at about the 1-yard line. But you got to give him credit, man. He just kept on going.
Good drive there. Noah Duggan was there.
So the freshman quarterback, Jet Patterson, comes back to the line of scrimmage for the play call, and he will go back to the line of scrimmage here in a couple of minutes. 3:12 and the clock ticking here in this football game. Bremen up 47-14. Told you earlier that they had a sequence starting at the beginning of the year where they would win every other game, but that sequence changes on the last week of the regular season, and they're going to close out the regular season with a winning record and likely a home playoff game, I would presume. Here comes the snap to Patterson. He's going to go right into the end zone. That's going to be another touchdown for Bremen, and the freshman gets into the end zone here late.
Yeah, just a quarterback follow there. And that has to feel good for this young man, a true freshman, Jet Patterson, getting himself I don't know if it's his first touchdown, but I don't think he's had too many opportunities. I wouldn't gather.
So we'll get the extra point attempt coming up here in just a couple of moments, and this will be the second attempt from Mason Lewis, made his first. So we get ready for the snap, getting some reps for some other guys here. Kick is on the way, and that one's going to be through. And so therefore the score does move to 54-14 in favor of Bremen, as they have a 40-point lead with 2:42 left to go in the ball game.
And over the 50-point mark. As we wind this down, I'd imagine this next Tiger possession will roll these last 2 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. And the celebration will be on here in Bremen. Nice facility they've got here, man. I mean, it is the evolution of these high school stadiums is pretty awesome to see all the renovations, but always a nice place to come. But I mean, even since I was here in 2021, they have just, the landscape has changed on this campus. The away stands are super nice as well.
Last time I was here was with you, I think in 2010.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot different than the last time I was here.
Yeah,
for sure. But right now, Carter Allen has it teed up, ready to kick it back to the Tigers. as you mentioned, get ready for what is likely their last possession here of the regular season. It's going to be end over end, a fairly short kick, and that's going to go out of bounds. So the Tigers will start at the 35-yard line.
And that was Zayden Simpson out there who let that bounce wisely as it went out of bounds, and that'll put it out at the 35. And that's where the Tigers will start. And we should be, this ball game should be over in short order.
They're going to have to kick it again?
I guess so. They're electing to kick it again, see if they can get a return.
Okay. All right, so Bremen will have to kick this ball again. And let's see if the Tigers can get a spark here on a return opportunity coming up here in just a couple of moments. Once again, we'd like to thank you for listening to Darlington Tigers football on WLAQ. Again, this season, we've really enjoyed calling the season of football. Obviously, the last couple of games have been tough for the Tigers, but what an inspirational team they've been throughout the year. The Dirty 30 have delivered the goods more times than not, and we've enjoyed the heck out of it. I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Here comes the kick, end over end. It's going to be brought out by Jace Donaldson, who is going to cut towards the far side of the field. Good decision. He's across the 40, across the 50, streaks down the sidelines down to the 40. So making kick that one again paid dividends there for the Tigers.
Yes, it did. Donaldson able to field that one, and Zayden Simpson got out in front of him. The freshman is very athletic and has some great speed. And Donaldson got right behind him, and some other blockers as well who were out doing their jobs well, and came very close to taking that one to the house.
Tigers love to punch in one more score before the ending of the regular season here at Bremen. Have a little spark here towards the end of the game. They're going to line up with everybody in tight. Henry Ledbetter under center is ready to take the snap, and he's got the ball. He's going to hand it off, goes the other way with Donaldson, who gets about 5 or 6 yards. And these are really important reps here late in this game, because obviously, even though the regular season's coming to a close, you'll have another week of that bye week, but then you're going to be in the playoffs. So trying to make the most of every rep here in this football game.
We got a Bremen player down.
So an injury on the field here late in this one. And the trainer comes over to take a look at him, and the clock's continuing to run.
That it is. The officials are waving for it to stop.
Davis Russell, head coach, over to have a look, but just as he gets out there, the young man gets up and is going to be able to come off the field on his own power. Cade Haynes. Always glad to see when that happens.
Yeah. You never like to see an injury late in a game like this when the outcome has already been decided.
Gain 5 yards from the previous play. Brings up a second down.
All right, so the Tigers will go back to the line of scrimmage here with 2nd down and 5 coming up with the ball at the 35-yard line. Let's see how they line up here for this play. Going to send a wide receiver to the near side. That's going to be Trey Moore. A couple on the far side. A little bit different of a formation here. Henry's under center. Ready takes the snap. He's going to pitch it. Gets it to Duggan, and the ball comes loose. Diving on it's going to be Jace Donaldson just in time at about the 50-yard line. That play was busted up.
Yeah, they were trying to run a reverse there. As the pitch went to Duggan, and then he was going to pitch it to Jace. But that was blown up in the backfield by the Bremen defense before he could get the pitch off, and Jace was lucky just to get back on top of it.
35 seconds on the clock. This is 3rd down and now 20 from the 50-yard line. And the Tigers get ready to snap the ball. Everybody more or less in tight here for this package. As we get ready for the snap to Ledbetter. He's got the ball. He's going to drop back, looking to throw, puts a good ball in the air. Oh, that's actually going to be intercepted there by the defense. Picking it up was Thacker Dudley, and they will run back the other way across the 40. And that is going to be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, as the time runs off the clock, Darlington will drop this game on the road against a really good Bremen team.
Indeed, 54-14 is your final score. We're going to step out for 2 minutes. We'll come back real quick, give you the last Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game for the 2024 regular season. We're back for that and a wrap-up shop real quick after a 2-minute break.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot rolled and cold finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel, steel for your project.
All right, we welcome you one last time back to the broadcast here for the 2024 regular season of Darlington Tigers football. I wish we had a happier ending here this season. They lose to Bremen on the road 54-14, had a couple of tough weeks in a row, but it was a super exciting season. Darlington's going to finish the regular season 5-5 overall, 3-3 in region play. Meanwhile, the home team tonight, Bremen, improves to 6-4, 4-2 in region play. And we've got the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game one last time for the regular season. And tell us about our winner tonight.
Yeah, we're going to give it to Miles Twyman. He started the game with a bang, going 83 yards for a touchdown, setting the tone early in this game. Miles has been a heck of a player all season long. He rushed for over 100 yards tonight. That was the highlight play for him. But continued to give great effort in the second half as well, over 100 yards and a touchdown. So Miles gets the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. There, I got it out.
Congratulations, Miles, and thank you again to Honeymoon Bakery for supporting this award and promotion throughout the course of the season. They've been doing it for well over a decade, and we appreciate their support of the broadcast and of Darlington football. Well, with that said, we're going to wrap things up real quick after the completion of the regular season, as we pointed out, which has just ended. It's an off week next week before the start of the playoffs, so an opportunity for the Tigers to regroup, heal some bumps and bruises, and get ready for their next opponent. Don't know who that's going to be yet, but probably is going to be on the road, and we'll keep you informed on social media and everything of who that's going to be. I know Darlington will do that. But again, a bye week coming up next week, and then the Tigers get ready for playoff action for the 18th consecutive season, which is unbelievable, coming up here in a couple of weeks. So we're excited about that. But it's going to put a wrap on it, man. Thanks for being here tonight, Ian.
Hey, always a pleasure.
For everybody involved in the crew, and Lynn Butler back at the studios getting ready to take over for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show. Final score tonight, Bremen 54, Darlington 14. Let's send it back to the studio for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show. So long, everybody. Hope you have a great evening. Stay safe.